Yeah.
But hey, dudes, welcome to this is a weekly show that we do where we interview our friends, our good friends, our regulars, absolutes, all that good stuff. And tonight we have my very, very good friend, NuggySouls.
What's up,
Um, oh
gamers?
my gosh, like I was telling you on the phone that I am so excited to interview you and hang out with you because like I
Ew.
was telling them before, I was like, dang, I've known Nuggy for so long now,
I know, we've known
right?
each other for years. It's
For
crazy.
literally years. I met you in person, blah blah, but we never really like sat down and had a one-on-one conversation,
Yeah.
right?
I know,
And
right?
yeah, it's so crazy. And I was like, so I was typing this outline and I was like, oh my god, I have so many
Aw.
questions that I
What?
want to
That's
ask
crazy.
Nugs.
I know, right?
I
Well,
have
because like
so many
when we hang
questions.
out, it's like we're always doing tournaments, so we're always kind of like rushing to like
Right.
grab food real quick and like then going to the, tournament and whatever. You know what I mean? Our minds are on like the tournament, so
Yeah,
and of
I
course like we've had drinks and stuff together.
Yeah, I feel like every time we hung out, it was like we were just playing games, or we went to
Yeah.
a venue and we had some food and blah blah. But we never like what I'm saying like went out to like anything outside of like FGC related stuff, except for like In and
Yeah.
Out, right? I still
Yeah,
remember In and Out.
exactly. Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
we
still,
did do In and Out. That was so
yeah.
nice of you too. Like hella late too. Like
Was it
we
late?
had some clutch food real quick. Remember that?
I don't even. I don't
You
even.
took us.
Well,
Like,
we were drinking at the Airbnb.
damn,
I'm
I'm
just
just
kidding.
kidding.
I'm just kidding.
Getting our swerve on. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, I'm just really excited to interview because like one, I've known you forever, and we've talked so much like in and out like on stream, and everywhere else. But now to finally like really get to know you and have the people get to know you too, and be in this kind of like cool like casual format, just to learn about Nuggy Souls is like
Let's
really exciting for
go.
me. Super super
It,
excited.
it's such a good idea too, like just to kick back and like dedicate like a day of the week, like just to kick back and like talk.
Yeah,
Cause it's just it's cool, It's just like such a good. It's like it feels like a podcast kind of, but like a cozy, you
like a
know.
cozy podcast.
Cozy podcast. Even
Yeah.
though they're all cozy, but you know what I mean. It's nice. So
Yeah,
thanks
like
for having me on.
oh, of
That's
course, of
awesome.
course, of course. So, I want you to think of this like so. I told people this all the time. Think of this as like we're going out to get coffee, right? And we're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kicking it. It's like a
King of
Sunday
that.
Sunday afternoon. I'm like, yo, Nugs, what's up? What's cracking? You're like, no, I just want to get some coffee, bro. And I'm like,
Virtual
yeah,
hangout.
yeah, saying so.
Yeah.
Pretend that we're just going out to the coffee shop and we're just sitting down, just drinking some coffee and just chilling. So obviously, we're just gonna keep the conversation pretty casual, nothing too crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably ask you about your political stance. I'm just kidding.
Hell yeah,
I
yeah.
say
Let's get all
I say
political and
that.
religious
I
stance,
know.
all that kind of,
Yeah, let's talk
all
about
the juicy
religion
details.
and
What's the meaning
politics.
of life? The deep meaning of
Yeah.
life, guys.
Exactly. But then but yeah, so super casual and all that good stuff. So we'll start with some like easy, like like really surface level questions, and then I just want to get to know you more about like some other stuff that I have lined up for you guys. She has no idea what the questions are gonna be too.
Oh,
I did not
I'm
tell her
almost
anything.
I'm getting nervous almost. Like,
No,
oh
no,
shit.
don't worry,
What are you
don't
guys
worry.
gonna find out about me,
I
huh?
know.
You're gonna see the real me, the real Nuggy Souls.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think so I've known you for like, how many years now? 3-4 years, probably like that, right?
Yeah,
And
probably like
then
40 or something. Yeah, I feel like it's like so hard to like keep track. I feel like it's been like 4 years or something.
yeah,
Because
and
I'm
I
trying to remember what was the first tournament that we like. Was it NCR when we met? Like, oh, I think it was NCR, and we
it
had
was
the
at CU,
Airbnb.
right. But before that, I was already following you on your stream for
Yeah,
like 2 years prior to that,
yeah,
and
even before that.
I originally met you through CeeLo. So I think CeeLo's
Yeah,
rated you, right? Because I remember I was hanging out on CeeLo's stream for a little bit and blah blah blah. And then CeeLo's would host you. It was like a host at the
yeah.
time, right? And that's how I met you. And I think that's when I really started chilling in your stream and really got to know you. And I'll tell you this: one of my very first interactions with Nuggy, um, I had her on the background while I was like, just doing some, background stuff, right? And then I hear Nuggy say "bag of dicks," right? And I was just
Oh
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
That's
what the
right.
fuck are we?
You
What
have
am I
some dicks
watching right now?
triggers. That's
I was
so right. I
like, what
remember
the
that.
hell?
I
What
remember
am
that
I
now.
watching?
You're like, what the fuck? Relax. I'm like, what the hell?
Dude, I was so confused. I was like, "Holy shit! What you talking about, bag of dicks?" But that's when I knew she was hella dope because every time that I like go to your stream and stuff like that, you were super personable. You were always down to earth, and I felt really like at ease going to your stream. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And like you saying like bag of dicks and making it
yeah.
like that. It's like, oh,
Catches you
okay,
off guard.
she
You're like, the hell? Yeah.
yeah, it's like, oh shit, she's like one of the boys, you know what I'm saying? Like I can
Yeah.
just like talk that shit and then
Right.
you
Talk
know.
back,
Oh dude, Max is
Yeah.
here.
Let's go, Max. What's
Max
up,
loves
Max?
you. So look, this is how you know Max loves you, Nugs. If he ever goes into your stream and does that plus purple hands, that's how you know it's real. He
Dude,
does the
with the
purple
fire,
hands.
he does. Relax. Yeah, Max,
Hey,
he the best. I
relax.
know. He's always bringing in the hype. He brings the purple hearts and the flames and shit. Let's go.
Uh, but yeah, so like before actually be so what I heard and I guess this is like one of the questions I want to ask you is that before I met you, you've already been streaming for a while, right? You've been doing your thing for a good ass minute. So like I guess before Street Fighter 5, how long you been streaming before then?
Oh my God, that's such a good question. I think it was like 2016 or something like that. Like it's
Really?
been a long time. So what I used to stream was actually like before Street Fighter even came out. I used to stream like on my couch and like the setup was so much different looking. Like it was so bad.
Wait, what
I
do you
was streaming through a laptop and I didn't
like
have like literally, yeah, like I was streaming through like a freaking like gaming laptop and I didn't have like a legitimate microphone. Actually, no, I had like a snowball mic and like
uh
the sound was always peaking. The light was like really crappy and
Oh,
it was like
really?
really bad quality. But I was streaming through a laptop and I would stream like Smash. Actually, before Smash Ultimate even came out, I was streaming Smash on the Wii U. And like that was like my
Whoa.
jam for like a hot minute. That's
Are you
all I
serious?
streamed. Yeah, it's crazy. I used to be like Nintendo. It would be just like hella Smash and then
Wait, so before Street Fighter, you were already streaming fighting games.
yeah, well, yeah, kind of
Smash is a
like
fighting game, right,
literally
guys?
well,
I'm just
isn't
kidding.
that funny? Like well, like Smash, that's like all I played. And then like Street Fighter was like kind of like my real like first fighting game. Even though Smash is still considered, but like, it's kind of more party style fighting game. But I don't know if that's gonna if
Rise
that's a
up,
hot take or not, you
gamers!
know.
Dude. Some
We get
people
some
say
people.
it's not a fighting game. Some people say it's a party game. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's not. I think it's a party game, and people made it into a fighting game with a one-on-one
Yeah.
aspect. Is that how you were playing it when you were streaming Smash, or were you like having like a full ass party and like fucking all
Honestly,
items, bitch, or whatever?
I hate
The
items actually. I
absolute
like the items. I mean,
power.
okay, I think you know what, I kind of did both. Like I was more into like the one-on-one, like 'cause you
Yeah.
can do kind of like that 1v1 and I really liked that. And but then of course like I used to do like a lot of battle lounges with like viewers too.
Oh, no way.
So it was kind of like a mix of both, like kind of party style with items sometimes, sometimes not. But yeah, I played the
Oh,
heck out of Smash, and it was like the Wii U.
I
It
did
was
not.
crazy.
I wish I could find your old clips, like the very
Yeah.
first Nuggy, the
You
Nuggy
know what's
stream.
you know what's so crazy actually is
What's that?
like my first raid. So I didn't like I didn't know because okay, like I didn't know what even FGC like I didn't know any terms. I didn't even know what FGC was until I started streaming Street Fighter.
Oh,
The
really?
chat was like, yeah, I knew nothing because like literally like I said, like I mean, when I was a kid, I played like Street Fighter 2 on like the Super Nintendo,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I was so young that
Mhm.
I was just like mashing buttons.
Oh,
And
okay.
then like so what's crazy, yeah, is like my
Some people
first
still do
raid
that,
was
Nuggy, so you're good.
yeah, not that I
I just,
don't still.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
But like
Sorry.
but my first raid, I didn't even know what a raid was, and I was like, "What's this? What's happening?" And luckily, I actually still have a clip of it. My first raid was actually from Mewtwo King, which is like a well-known Smash player in that community.
No
And
way.
he raided me, and like I remember just sitting on my couch, and I like looked at the number, and I was like, "What? I've got like 100 viewers right now. What's this?"
What
And
the
I thought it
hell?
was a glitch, and then people were like, "Oh, you got raided," and I'm like, "Is that a good thing? What is that?"
Are you serious? Is that a good thing? Oh,
like
so wait, you were super new to streaming at this time.
Yeah, I
Like
was still really new. I had no idea what the hell was going on. I was
oh.
like, "What's this?" And I had like a bunch of people in my chat, and I was like, "What the hell is a raid?" And I was like, "Who is Mewtwo King?" And they're like, "Oh, he's like a really well known. He's like a pro Smash player." And I'm
Pro
like, "Oh
Smash.
shit!"
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
Wait,
that was like
so
my first raid ever, and it was like during Smash, freaking Wii U days.
Wii U days. So like,
Yeah.
so before Smash, was there any other games that you were streaming, or after Smash, before like in the transition to Street Fighter Five?
Yeah, so like I remember telling my like I kind of just remember telling my viewers I was like, "Yo guys, like Street Fighter 5 looks super sick when it comes out.
Yeah.
I'm just warning you. I'm going to be just playing that only pretty much." And like I did. As soon as it came out, like I pretty much like I think I sprinkled in a little bit of like Smash sometimes,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but I was just like so interested in 5 that I just kind of like solely played that for like once I got into it.
So you've been all about fighting games this whole time, like
Well,
Smash. I mean, Smash, right? It's still fighting
yeah,
game.
yeah,
Yeah, it's still
Smash.
fighting. Yeah,
Yeah.
Smash,
Like,
and then like Street
and the
Fighter
funny
Five.
thing is too, is like I didn't know how to play Street Fighter at all. Like
Okay.
it took me a long time to realize like that there was like frame data, like you had to worry about like
Mm-hmm.
spacing,
Right,
frame
right, right.
data, taking your turn, not having your turn. Like I literally like when I first got Street Fighter 5, I was literally just like mashing my controller,
I feel like
you
that's how
know?
everyone starts off as, you know what I'm saying? Like as soon as they
Yeah.
get a fighting game, they just like
Yeah.
fucking mash and da da da. I think
Mhm.
everyone start. Yeah, I think that's totally normal. You know,
Yeah.
but honestly, I think that's when you have the most fun, right? Because you're like, fuck,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna mash
You're like,
buttons
"Come
and
on,
go
like, why is
out.
this I remember being like, "I'm pressing my button hella faster, like, why is this person, like, beating me?" And I was just like, "What the hell is going on?" Because I didn't know.
So back then, were you always Nuggy? Because I really want to know the
Mhm.
origin story of Nuggy. Was that before you started streaming? Was
Yeah.
Nuggy your nickname already?
I was always, like, Nuggy, like, but, as you know, like, I went by Nuggy Bunny for, like, the
Right,
longest time. It was,
right,
like,
right,
up until 2020 that I decided to, like, change it to, like, NuggySouls.
right, 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 right.
But, yeah, like I so I guess like what I was thinking is like I remember like when PewDiePie was kind of like just starting out. I remember like discovering PewDiePie on YouTube and I was like, "Whoa, like people like play video games and they stream this and
Mm-hmm,
stuff. Like that's
mm-hmm.
so cool." Even though he was doing more just like YouTube videos. So I remember being like, "Oh, I need to think of like a cute name that like is easy. It doesn't have like, it's easy to pronounce,
Right,
something
right.
simple." And I
Wait.
was kind of brainstorming.
Oh, okay. So Nuggy is something that you came up with. It wasn't like a nickname that was like.
Well, yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
that's the thing too, is it kind of was like a nickname. So, but it kind of did. It was kind of like something like that we just like that I kind of came up with, but then it like stuck. So it kind of was like, how like have my stupid Nugganese, but I remember one time just being like,
what? Hold on, hold on.
like that.
I don't know about
Yeah.
Nuggies. Okay, hold on.
And I was
Backtrack
like,
a little
oh,
bit.
yeah, and I was like that. I was like that has a ring to it, and I was like, and then I looked. I was like, is it taken anywhere? And I looked everywhere on all platforms first,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh sweet, nobody has this. I'm gonna lock it down. So I locked it down on everything, and I
Wait,
just like went with it.
and it was Nuggy Bunny.
Yeah, Nuggy Bunny.
Nuggy Bunny. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
got it. So wait, hold on. Tell me okay, I'd never heard of Nugganese before, but if you don't want to talk about
Oh yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
let's go.
That's what I call my language, Nugganese.
Oh, okay, got it. I think Max asked, "Did Nuggy come from marijuana?"
Everybody asked me that. Oh my god, literally everybody. And I'm like, that's actually a good point because like I know that a lot of times people call weed like a nugget, you know?
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
So, and it's so funny because it's like everybody thinks that, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even like that didn't even cross my mind when I was like thinking of it. Really, honestly, it was kind of more of like a gold nugget because, like
A
in
gold nuggy.
Mario, you know
Sorry, go
those
ahead.
little like freaking, I think they're called Koopas or like
Yeah,
I don't
right,
know, the
right, right.
brown dudes,
The
brown
One
little nugget looking
marijuana,
things. I just call
please.
them nuggets.
Aren't those mushrooms?
I don't know. You know what I
I
mean with the
think
like little eyes that walk?
I think those are mushrooms, Nugs. I
Are
want
they
to say
really? They're
that.
mushrooms?
Guys, are those
I don't know
mushrooms? I
though.
feel like they're mushrooms. I mean, think about it, right? They
I
have a
always wondered what the heck
brown
they were.
they have a brown cap on top of them, and they have like a okay, hold on. They have
Yeah,
like
you're
a
right. They kind of are shaped like a mushroom.
it is a mushroom, right? I'm pretty
Is it? I
I
always
know.
just thought they looked like a little nugget, you know what I mean? So I like to me, like I like in Mario, like I call things hella random things because I don't know what the heck they are. So I always call those a nugget. And then like the little things like I always called it a chain dog bullet dude because I still don't know the name. The
Oh my
little black
gosh.
bullets that like bark on a
Right,
chain.
like the missiles that are on a chain, right? And they
Yeah.
bark
And
like
they'll go
dogs.
and they freaking bark at you and stuff.
Right, right, right.
I
It's
just call
funny.
those chain dog bullet dudes.
Chain block, chain dog.
So, like, part of it was, like, nugget, like, cause like, Mario and I was like, "Oh, it's like a little nugget and it's small," and I'm like, "Oh," and then also, like, a gold nugget, like, the coins or currency, but then also nugget cause I'm a small little nugget, so it kinda just, like, stemmed from all of those because
That
I'm
makes total
huge into
sense.
Mario,
That
like, you know what I
makes
mean?
total
And, like, it kinda
sense.
worked out perfect cause I was streaming Smash, so yeah, it
That's
kinda
right.
worked.
It's funny. I remember you streaming Mario recently, like maybe in the last
Yeah,
couple months, and that's when I realized that you were actually a big Mario fan too.
I
So,
love
so
Mario.
I like how this origin story kind of ties back with
Yeah, all
you,
intertwined.
yeah, with you being a
The
Mario
tendrils all
fan.
unwind from it, yeah. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like a whole thing, you know?
I think that's really, really dope. Like
Yeah,
how that ties back. Go
what were
ahead.
your childhood like, what were your favorite games growing up? Like,
Uh,
you must have had a childhood did you game a lot when you were young?
I did a little bit. It was like Tetris. Like my mom always played Tetris, so I got super into Tetris.
Yeah,
I play
I liked
like
it too.
Yeah, I play like the basic Super Mario, Donkey Kong. I was super into Donkey
Yeah.
Kong. You too? You
I loved yes, me and my brother, we played the hell out of all, like, Mario, Donkey Kong, like, all like, literally Super
Wow.
Nintendo was my freaking life. Like, that was, like, my favorite part of growing up was just all of those games.
Was the Super Nintendo your first console, or did you have a Nintendo first, or Super
I
Nintendo? Sorry with Super Nintendo.
I feel like I remember the Super Nintendo, but we might have had both, but like
Okay.
my memories were mostly like Super Nintendo.
Did you ever
That's
get
like,
into Pokemon? Were you ever into Pokemon?
so okay, I liked it. Like I remember we had like cards, a couple of like, Pokemon cards back then
Right,
growing
right,
up,
right, right.
and I always thought they were cute, but I never like kept up with it, you
Uh huh.
know? So like I still like it, but I just never kept up with like all the games. So I'm kind of out of the loop at this point because I know there's even so many new Pokemon that I don't know of,
Right. I feel
you
like right
know?
now, like I've never played Pokemon, right? So I feel like me getting into it now would be super overwhelming because I never had.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yes, it's just so much like
Yeah.
so many different games to play and blah blah blah. And if you ask people, hey man, what's the best Pokemon to play? They always give you like all these different colors and shit. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
you're like, "Oh my god."
Like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
hell? Gold,
There's so
silver, blue.
many.
I was like, what the
Yeah.
hell? Yeah. Okay. Damn. So
Yeah,
that's crazy.
exactly.
Yeah.
I feel
So.
the same way because 'cause I'm like, I like it, and it is really good, and I still do have, like, a few
Mhm.
new I still have, like, I've got, like, the Pokemon, I think I got the sword version
The
because I know
sword
there was,
version
like,
of
Sword and
Pokemon.
Shield.
Right.
So and I played it for a bit, but the thing is, like, I'm so bad at finishing games unless I'm, like, super, like, hardcore into them
Right, right,
because
right, right,
I always
right.
go back to the same games, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So so
but
uh,
yeah.
so like you transitioning to like Smash into Street Fighter, because I know you're playing Street Fighter a lot, right? You were like
Yeah.
all about Street Fighter,
Yeah, I
and I
even
feel
played like I remember because I knew about it before it came out because I remember seeing the trailers and I remember seeing like how cool Ken looked and stuff and I was like, "Oh my
hmm
God, this game is so flashy and cool." I was like, "I gotta get it," because even though I did just play like Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo,
hmm
like even though that was like it was I didn't know enough back then, it was still like a nostalgic thing to me that I'm like, "Ooh, wow." Like I never played the ones in between, right? Because
oh like
I don't know.
so before Street Fighter 5 there was no Street Fighter 4. You jumped straight into Street Fighter 5. Okay,
Yeah,
can
like,
I ask
literally, Street
like
Fighter 2 is the only other Street Fighter game I played, but that was, like, when off Super Nintendo, when I was, like, super young.
how'd you choose Street Fighter 5? Was it like people were playing it around, like like already playing 4 around you? You're like, oh, it'll be cool to get into Street Fighter 5. Like, did someone introduce you to Street Fighter 5, or you just saw the commercial and you're like, oh
Honestly,
yeah,
yeah,
fucking
just, like, the
kid.
commercial, like,
Okay.
just, like, I think it was just because at that point, I already had, like, a Switch, and I remember knowing that I wanted to get a PS4,
hmm
and, I actually basically got my PS4 just for Bloodborne, and Street
And
Fighter.
Street
Like that
Fighter,
was like my main reason.
main two
But yeah,
games.
like I think it was just because like at that point I had already been streaming and I was already streaming like Smash.
Right.
And then I saw that and I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "I played Street Fighter 2 when I was a kid." I was like, "But this is like the new version. This is super sick." And I actually didn't even realize I never like kept up with like all the others in between,
Mm.
you know?
Mm-hmm,
And never
mm-hmm.
really I don't think I even really knew about it because I didn't pay attention during like once I got older, you know?
Have you always played with stick when you first started out? Because I think for me, I've always known you as the person that played with stick. I've never seen you play
Yeah.
on pad. So when you first
So
got your PS4 and you bought Street Fighter 5, did you play on pad right
that's what's
away or?
so crazy is like I actually started out with just like the like just the PS4 controller. Like I started out with just like the pad.
Oh,
And
really?
I remember,
That's
yeah,
what
and
I
I
do.
learned the
I still
game
play
with
with the
like
pad.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
right, yeah, and so does Joe. Like he's still I'm like, "Yo, you should just try it. Try this stick. It's so much easier. It's more comfortable." But he's like, "No, this is comfortable." I'm like, "Okay, I understand." Because yeah, like I get it. Like sometimes it gets kind of hot having your stick on your lap, and you
Uh-huh.
know what I mean.
Wait, so
Um,
did you see someone play with a fight stick and you're like, "Oh, I want to try that?" Or like what happened?
yeah.
Like how was it transition? Like what made you buy a fight stick?
It was hard, like, at first, so, like, I think what you know what actually is, like, I think what got me into it was you know Chicano, right?
Yeah, oh, who?
Yeah, yeah,
Just kidding.
yeah, yeah,
Just kidding. Yeah.
so Chicano hey, little Nenny's in the chat, chatter!
Joe, what up?
Yeah, let's go. I think what got me into the stick was, like, once I kind of, like, understood more about, like, what FGC was, like, people,
Mhm.
because I remember, like, the chat would be like, "Oh, yeah, like, they do tournaments and stuff, like, you should watch," and I was like, "What? Like, there's tournaments for this?" And they're like, "Yeah," and they were telling me about, like, you know, Daigo. They're throwing all these names of, like, pros,
Nugget, I'm the
and I
biggest
was like,
Daigo fan
"What?"
you could
And
talk to.
I started getting kind of more and more into it, and I
Yeah.
started watching more of that and kind of getting more familiar with it. Because they were like, "You should watch pros even if they are advanced, like, you can kinda learn from them." And so I remember being like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then I guess just as I started watching more, I got
Mhm.
more into it. And then, I Chicano so one of Chicano's friend, Ryan, watched my stream, and he overheard one time when I was talking that
Uh-huh.
I'm from Washington. So he actually told Chicano, he's like, "Yo, you should check out this girl. She streams Street Fighter and she's from our area." And then that's how we kind of like got familiar because then they watched my stream and they're
Right.
like, "Hey, Nugs, like there's a local here. Like you should come through sometime and play some Street Fighter." So Joe and I did. We
Oh,
went
that's
together.
crazy. And
Yeah,
so this is the first local that you ever went to.
ever went. It
Were
was a
you
freaking
nervous?
yeah, I was super nervous. It was
how
like
are you
so
feeling?
weird. And I can't remember. I don't know if I had a fight stick. I don't even think I had a fight stick by then. Um, I think like I remember just going there and it was like it was pretty small, but it was really cool because they just
Right.
like rented like, you know, every single week they rented out like, you know,
Like a
I
venue
think
or
it's called
something
Game
like.
Clucks or something.
Oh,
It's not even
okay.
around anymore.
Right, 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 right.
Yes, Mike, Game Clucks,
Game
exactly.
Clucks?
Yeah, and so
Okay.
I went and I met Chicano, like, cause you know, we knew him in the chat, like, Ryan and Chicano, we knew them in the ch like, you know, we'd talk a little bit in the chat when I streamed, but
Oh, holy
I
shit.
was
See,
hella nervous, so I was like, "Joe, come with me, and, like, we're gonna go to this tournament or this weekly,"
right.
and then we competed, and they all had fight sticks, and Chicano was all about his fight stick, and I think, maybe just after watching a lot of other people play,
Uh-huh.
like Chicano, he's like, "Yo, I've got a fight," because he's, you know, he's hella weebed out, and he's like, "Yo,
Yeah.
like this is like, you know, like legit." He's like, you know, like all
He's
the
like
Japanese players, like they play this stick, like this is
he's
the
talking in
traditional way.
Korean and Japanese
Yeah,
and shit. Wait a
he's like,
minute, man.
"Try
You're
it out."
Mexican. What the
And so, oh
hell?
yeah, and I think I remember actually he like let me try it like at the local. I think even like
Oh, the fight stick.
try out, yeah, the fight stick, and I was like,
Right,
"Whoa,
right.
this is crazy." If I remember right, you know? I don't know, you know what I
And
mean?
that was the
So,
first time that you actually said like started playing with the fight stick. And that's when you're like,
yeah.
"Oh, I got to get one too."
Yeah, and then I decided to get one, and it was I remember at first I hated it because I was like, "This is weird," and because you know, it's like you have to, like it's almost like you're relearning the
Yeah,
game
you
from the
do.
ground up
Yeah,
because you
that's
have to get
true.
that muscle memory back with, like, a whole new controller. So
Right,
it
right,
took me
right.
a while, but I remember I'm like I almost wanted to return it, but I was like, "Let me just, like, force myself to give it longer,"
Mhm.
and eventually I'll get used to it, and I'm so glad that I did, because
Right.
it was with Cammy, I think. Like, I first learned Street Fighter with
I
Cammy.
was just gonna ask you, who was your first character when you first started playing
Yeah.
Street Fighter? Because I've always
Heck
known you as like Cammy, but
yeah.
was there anyone before Cammy, or it
You
was
know
just
what's
like Cammy right
funny?
away?
Technically, my first character was Mika, because
What
the
the
beta.
fuck? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yes, but this was I didn't even know who Mika was for some reason, even though I feel like was she in Street Fighter 2? 'Cause I
Uh,
feel like
I only played
I don't
Street
remember
Fighter
seeing her too.
4. Yeah. So for me, I only played Street Fighter 4. I played Street Fighter 2 when I
Okay.
was a kid, but Street Fighter 4 was just like like I don't think Mika was not in Street Fighter 4. So I don't know. So what made you
Yeah.
choose? That's so wild to me that you played Mika,
Yeah,
because I
so
can't
this is
imagine you
what's
playing Mika
crazy.
now.
Yeah, I don't I like, that's what's so crazy is, like, I could not see myself messing with Mika, like, at all, like, cause she's
Mhm.
not really, like, my style, but I actually streamed the beta of 5 when it first came out before 5
Holy
even came
fuck!
out. I streamed it, and I remember I had hella viewers, and I had, like, all these people coming in, they're like, "Oh," like, and I remember it was wild because all there was ranked,
Right.
because
Oh,
they were testing the net code,
it was
and I
only
remember
ranked. No
going
battle lounge.
I don't think there was any battle lounge. I think it was
Holy
literally just
shit!
only ranked, and
Mhm.
I remember just being like, "What the hell is going on?" Because I was getting bodied because I
Yeah.
didn't know what the hell I was doing. It was the beta, you know?
Okay,
And I
to be
remember
honest,
picking
like
up
I don't think
Mika.
anyone knew what they were doing in the beta, right? They were just kind of trying to play like Street Fighter 4 or like the older Street Fighters. So you're good.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
The
Damn.
reason I
So
picked
go ahead.
Mika was because she had pigtails and she hopped like a bunny, and I was like, "Nuggy bunny," and she hopped like a fucking
Oh my
she does her
god. Okay,
her
I
little
did not.
hop that she does. That's why I picked her. It's like her pigtails remind me of a bunny, the
I
way
did
she
not
hopped.
know that. Oh my god, it's like you find a way to tie everything.
I know. So that's why I picked her.
So that's why you picked Mika. Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
why I picked her.
so what ultimately led to you picking Cammy then after Mika? Was it like, oh, Mika's not really my playstyle, Cammy is faster, command grabs and blah blah blah. So like, yeah, yeah. What made you choose Mika or Cammy?
I think it was because I remembered Cammy, because Cammy actually, okay, I remember when I played at Street Fighter 2,
Mm-hmm.
I think I played Chun, but I
Okay.
think for some reason my mind was more familiar with Cammy because Cammy must have been in Street Fighter 2, right guys? I don't know. Was she in 2?
Cammy
'Cause I
was in
know Chun-Li and Karen
yeah,
were,
Cammy was
and so was
definitely in
Blanca.
Street Fighter 2. I no shit, Street Fighter 2? I feel like Cammy's been around for a long, long time. So
Yeah.
I want to say she's been there. Oh my god, there's my notes. Okay. I
Yeah.
feel like she's been around for a long
She
time.
wasn't too. Yeah, Blue
Yeah,
says
Cammy
yeah,
is an
so I think
OG.
that's
Yeah.
why. Because I was like, "Oh, it's another pretty girl," and I was like, "Oh, it's like another pretty girl," and um I know, right? Joe's like, Cammy stole command grab character pretty much with her tick throws. Yeah, so yeah, Cammy is in 2 for sure. I think that's why. I think I went with Cammy because I just remembered like her being in 2 or something. I think she just felt like more nostalgia, like
Hmm.
more nostalgic for me. But I was like,
Right.
also, I just liked how she looked, and I was like, oh yeah, let me try Cammy. And then, I mean, of course, Cammy's always been really freaking good.
Right. You played
So I
Cammy
was
for a
like,
long
even
time
even
too.
if I
Yeah.
didn't know that, but
Yeah.
it just ended up working out that way.
I feel like
And yeah,
I still remember playing your Cammy and thinking to myself, "Oh my god, Nuggy has the best anti-airs on the planet."
it was crazy. It took me so long to get that down. Well, okay, I don't think it took me that long, but I remember Celos. I think Celos was like I remember being like, "Well, how do I start getting better?" And I remember I feel like Joe and him was like, work on anti-airing. And then as soon as I got that concept in my mind, like, "Oh yeah, like that's a good idea, let's not let these people get free jump-ins. Let me work on anti-airing." That was like one of the
Right.
first like fundamental things that I learned. And now it's just like I can't even help it. Like I even try to like when Akuma does his stomp,
Oh,
like
right. Yeah.
Akuma
His
when
like
he does
hop
like
hop forward. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like minus, I think it's
It's
-2.
-2. It
Like
used to be plus. Isn't that crazy?
that's
It used to be
crazy. That's nuts.
+2 on that shit. So you had to like
Dang.
stop it before it happened. So
Yeah,
you
so
were already anti-airing that.
to me, when I see Akuma doing that, just because he's airborne, sometimes I'll get hit with it because as soon as I see him in the air, I'm just like, ugh, like my brain just like I don't even think about it. It's like just it's just like it just happens, like,
Right,
usually,
right,
you know? Like, I can't even help it at this point.
right. So, when Blanca came out, were you like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna switch to fucking.
Yes, because Blanca wasn't in it, and I was kind of like, I was like, "Yo," if they add Blanca, I'm playing him, and it was just because
Can I ask why Blanca though? Because
I
everyone hates Blanca,
I
right? Can we be
know.
real, guys? Everyone hates Blanca.
Everybody
Playing
freaking hates
against
Blanca.
playing against Blanca for sure. So what
Mhm.
made you like? What resonated with with you and Blanca? Like,
Also nostalgia, especially because
ah,
Street Fighter 2, I feel like he's such a, like, I mean, think of, like, even look at how much, like, even though, oh my god, why am I spacing on his name? What the
wait,
fuck?
who? Ryan?
No,
Sorry.
oh no, oh my god,
Oh, oh no,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
kind of
that's right.
hungry. Oh no, look at how much he loves Blanca. He always has his figurine. I feel like it's
Right,
just like he's such a even though like really Ryu, Ken, and Chun are like the face of Street Fighter. I feel like
right, right.
Blanca is just like he's that one character who has been a staple in nostalgia since
That's true.
Street Fighter 2.
That's true.
And out of all characters, he was like the first beastly kind of like he's like more of an animal, you know what I mean? And I guess to me, I just thought that was so cool that I'm like, oh, he's such a weird design. He's unique and he's just like this beast.
Okay,
So I
it's
was just
funny.
drawn to him.
It's funny that you call him a beast because the way that you kind of treat him is like a big cat kitty.
Yeah,
Like,
like he's a
so
little cat. He's my little
I
kitty.
know that trips
I
me out that you say like he's a big beast, but he's like a big ass
yeah.
cat to you.
Yeah, he's like a big cat because like he's just like this, when you look at the lore behind like Blanca, he's just such a freaking he's such a mama's boy, like even though he looks scary, he's
Hmm.
so soft on the inside. And I guess I feel like to me, I relate to him in that way because like
Oh.
everybody views him as being like this ugly, weird creature who's like kind of like a loner, but really he's just like the sweet teddy bear who loves his mama. And I think that's like
I
so endearing to me.
I never knew that. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you, Nugs. I have never played the story. I know nothing
What?
about
The
Street
stories are
Fighter
so
lore.
fun.
I know nothing about Street Fighter lore. So all this stuff that you're saying to me, you could say anything and I'll believe you.
He's like, yeah,
But
hey,
Blanca's
we're
actually
learning
a
something
girl.
together
Like,
today, you know? It's good. We can learn things together.
oh my god, that's so crazy. Okay, so then Honda came out and you were
Yeah.
super excited. And then I know that your sub what do you call it? Your sub alert.
Yeah, my sub alert.
Ah yes, it's
Yeah.
Honda.
Oh, it's Honda. Yeah. So
Okay,
where that
go
came from
ahead.
was I was I that was when the Honda reveal.
Right.
So they did the Honda reveal, and I didn't see it live. So I made sure to try to like I tried to get my reaction on stream. So what I did is I was streaming and I stopped playing for a minute,
Hmm.
and I went on YouTube and I watched like the trailer. And it took me a minute for some reason when they showed Honda, because they showed like the map, and they
Okay.
showed it flying over to
The map.
him or something.
Oh yeah, to Japan, right? Oh, was it
Yeah,
Japan? He's in Japan.
yeah.
Yeah, Honda's in Japan. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it took me a minute. And I remember so that was like literally my reaction on stream was being like, and it's not even like me speaking like real English because I was so excited because I literally said, "Oh, I see it, Honda."
I
I was like, "Oh, I see it, Honda." And then I remember just like Joe was like, "You should make that as like an alert because it's so random. It's just like me like finally coming to the realization that like that's Honda that they're showing."
So, when you saw him, you got super excited, and then you decided to play him because you just wanted to play him, or did you also
Yeah,
feel that type of nostalgia because he was one of the staples of
exactly.
Street Fighter?
Another
Oh,
yeah, another I
now it
just
all
love all
makes
these.
sense. It all makes
Yeah,
sense
because Street
now.
Fighter 2, because that's the only Street Fighter that I knew
Right.
besides 5. And so all of these characters, I was just so excited that they were coming back to 5. And I was like,
It's
"Oh
funny
shit,
that
this
you,
is sick."
yeah.
Because this is even though Street Fighter 2 is like that was my real first Street Fighter,
Uh-huh.
it's like now that I know how to play Street Fighter, this 5 is still really like I'll always consider that to be like my real like
Your
first
first
Street
Street
Fighter
Fighter.
because I know how to play
How to play? Yeah.
and I played it, I'm playing it more
Do you have
often
like
than
a favorite player that you like fucking love watching? Like for me, it's Daigo, right? If Daigo's out of Evo, I'm not watching Evo anymore. Pretty much.
You know what? Honestly, I'm such a fan of Daigo too. I
Oh,
just
really?
because yeah, I love Daigo. Now that you know what I mean? I
I did not
love
know that.
You know what's funny is Joe okay, so, I even got Crocs partly because of him, because he's always wearing Crocs.
Oh, I thought there
Because
was
a lot of
Daigo
people in
Crocs that I
Japan, they wear
missed.
Crocs.
Really?
Like, they're stylish and I feel like Asian culture, I feel like in Korea and Japan and stuff, but especially Japan, I feel like a lot of even Trashbox, I played up against Trashbox. He was rocking these really cool Crocs that had, like, red, like, zigzags on them. Like, they have, like, really cool, like, stylish ones.
Do you remember when Crocs used to be made fun of so much,
Yeah.
but now it's
Yeah.
like the style? People are
Now they're
buying
coming
Crocs.
back.
Yeah, people fucking
Yeah.
love Crocs now. Like I
Yeah.
have friends who buy like different color Crocs and they wear it like different days of the week and shit. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Now all of a sudden you like it. Okay, so I
Yeah.
actually didn't know it was Daigo. So Daigo because he's like a good player and he wears Crocs. Just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm
Also, you
just
know
kidding.
what? This is kind of silly, but I feel like he kind of reminds me of a kitty cat too, because he always kind of looks sleepy. Like he's so calm and sleepy, and like when he goes to like, I don't blame him because the time difference. But I've seen him where there was actually the first time I ever met him was I actually got a photo with him here in Seattle because
With
there
Daigo.
was a Red Bull in Seattle.
Uh-huh.
And he was there, and he was going to the bathroom, and he was coming back, and I made Joe ask for me because I was super nervous,
Mm.
but I was like, "Can we get a photo?" And he did. But I remember from a distance, like I feel like I remember him just being kind of like sleepy, like either drinking
Uh-huh.
and sleeping or kind of like napping on
Right,
the
right,
side when he
right.
wasn't playing. I'm
Right.
like, oh, I get it because it's like time difference. But he kind of just reminds me of like a little kitty cat because he's just so calm and like wise, but he's also just kind of like he always kind of looks like he's sleeping, kind of like a cat. And I don't
Imagine
mean it in a bad way. It's like it's adorable.
Imagine Dougie coming up to Daigo and just petting him. Poor kitty.
Yeah.
Hi, kitty. Daigo's like,
What the heck?
I know, right? What the hell? Wait,
I gotta
so
learn how to say cat in Japanese.
did you watch any Street Fighter movies? Like especially like the best animated Street
You
Fighter
know,
2 movie?
only clips. I actually haven't seen like the
No.
full movies. Have you? 'Cause I've only seen
Yes.
like clips, and that's where I saw part of like Blanca's backstory too.
Was that in the animated movie? That was, right?
Or maybe it was just like I don't know.
I
You
think
know
so.
what? Maybe it was just story from actually, you know what? I think it was story from 2. There's like a
Oh,
really
okay.
cute clip of
Yeah.
like him of Blanca.
There's two major Street Fighter movies. The really bad one with Kristen Kirk, I think. It was
Yeah.
like a Chun Li movie. It was so bad, Nugs.
I haven't seen
Oh,
it, but I've seen clips.
don't watch it. But the classic meme Street Fighter 2 movie, like with the whole like there was like Zangief in there. There was
Oh my
Bison.
god.
It
Who
was
plays
and
Zangief? That's
it
so
was
funny.
Van Damme. Van Damme. He played as Guile. It was like a classic meme Street Fighter 2 movie.
Damn. That's so
Yeah,
good.
if ever you get the time, it's like one of those movies that are so bad it's good. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
so
talking
bad that
about?
it's good. I feel like
Yeah.
now I have to go see it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But Daigo owned my soul back in 2016. What the
That's so funny.
heck?
But I
Okay,
really like Taquito a lot too, but that's just because
Taquito's good.
I feel like I mean, come on, like just like everybody. Everybody loves Daigo and Taquito because they're considered like the gods of Street Fighter, like the
That's
OG,
true.
like really solid and just so on point and dedicated, you
They've
know?
always, yeah. I feel like even back in Street Fighter 4, they dominated a lot. Like all these Japanese players, they've been the top for a long, long
So
time, and they stay
good.
on top,
Yeah,
like no matter what. So
exactly.
Street Fighter 5 is pretty much coming to a close in the next couple years, right? If
Hmm.
if you had to choose one character to main for the rest of the lifespan of Street Fighter 5, who would it be?
Wait, of the rest of this one?
Of Street Fighter 5. That's it. Like this is it.
Probably Blanca still.
Really?
I
Really?
love
Still Blanca?
See, because I still only pretty much play Blanca right now
Mhm.
because he's so fun. But the thing that kind of makes me sad though is like I know he's a troll character.
Mhm.
Like he's still really good, but like once I mean he's not as intimidating as he was apparently in 4. Like he's not as good as he was in 4.
Right, right,
Like
right.
he's just like as far as like besides his gimmicks, if you take away his gimmicks, like his normal fundamentals, like his pokes and stuff,
Mhm.
his you know what I mean, his footsies are just like they're not bad, but they're also it's just basically what I'm saying is like at a high level, I feel like we don't see that many Blancas
That's true. That's
because he's
true.
just not that he's good, but he's not that good when it comes to, compares to. I mean, he's got like some good matchups, but I feel like he also has a lot of bad ones. But I'm not making excuses because I mean, obviously I just got to get
Hmm.
good. But I guess just to me, like, so that part makes me sad, but it's also like I just have so much fun with him that I'm hoping he's in six because if he's in six, I'm definitely playing him in six as well.
Dude, Nugget, I feel like in the last year or so, or maybe even less than that, you've gotten so much fucking better. It's so
Yay!
crazy watching you play now because I remember like like playing you back then, and you were good already. But now when I see you like play and you're playing against like really good players, right? And you're beating them, and you're taking rounds or blah blah, or you're giving them a hard time. I'm like, holy shit, no, you fucking leveled up
Yeah.
like crazy. It's
Yo,
so
we should play
wild.
again though, cause like you're so much on a other level that like when I'm playing against your Ryu or your Guile is literally untouchable. So,
Gotta
but you know
cheat.
what? We should play again sometime soon because like I'm kind of getting a little bit better against the Guile matchup. I actually don't mind it anymore.
Uh-huh.
But you are just you're on another level. Like it's fucking crazy. Cause you are so good at zoning out with Guile that if I can get if a Guile gets on that point where he's able to zone me out,
Mhm.
it's so hard for me to get in there.
Guile is a bitch. Like Guile is. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
like
good.
I hate playing against Guile. Actually, I have fun playing against Guile when I'm Ryu because I feel like if I beat Guile with Ryu, like I fucking won. Like I
That's
really
hype.
beat him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like Blanca has a lot of tools to get around Guile too, right?
Yeah.
You had the slide to get under the booms. You have the
Yeah.
roll to bait the flash
You
kick.
still have to be
Blah
in
blah blah.
range because his startup for the slide is kind of like you'll definitely get nicked by his fireball if you're not close enough and if you don't do it soon enough.
Right.
But it's definitely a tool. Or I could do EX Rainbow and like bait him to DP,
Right. Right. Right.
and do it shallow. Or the thing is, his EX Blanca's EX command grab is pretty garbage, but it
Mm-hmm.
is a good thing to throw in there sometimes. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a good thing if you throw it in every once in a while in the round, but it has to be preemptive with Guile because he recovers so soon
Right.
that even after a boom, he can just anti-air me like immediately
Right.
if
Right.
I
Right.
don't do it on time. I have to do it kind of like before he throws the fireball out.
Right. 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 It's
But yeah,
pretty.
he's got good tools. Blanca's got, especially
It's
with
good.
his V trigger. I mean, I don't really use V trigger one very often,
Uh huh.
but the one that it's like a 2 bar and it goes through fireballs.
Right.
Like I could try that, but I think still V trigger two is still really good with Guile.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah, he's
mean,
got some good tools. Blanca can definitely handle Guile.
yeah. For sure. I feel like with Street Fighter, you were streaming it for like how many years? Like a good 3 years, right? And then now
Yeah,
like I remember you going to ASMR.
yeah,
Yeah, so I kind of want to like go into the ASMR part because for me that was a surprise. I was like, holy shit,
yeah,
she
and
she
it's
went
such a
she went from Street Fighter 5 to ASMR, right? So before
yeah,
you
it
even got
drove me
it,
to it.
yeah. So before you even got into ASMR, right? Were you already like listening to
Yeah.
ASMR? Oh, you were listening to
Yeah.
ASMR.
Well, you know what's
Okay.
funny though? Is like so somebody told me about ASMR on my stream and I was like, "What's that?" And I remember watching like a clip on my stream and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, this is weird." Because the thing is though is like if you're watching ASMR when you're not like really opening your mind to it or if you're not in the right zone for it, it
Yeah.
can be really weird. And I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. Some
Yeah.
people are
Okay.
like, "Ew, this is strange," or "I don't like this, too intimate," or whatever. I totally get it. But it's like if you are in the right spot, like I don't watch it as much lately, but I
Okay.
still do. Like if I'm home alone and I'm like I want some background sound or just something to unwind, sometimes I'll throw some ASMR on just to like relax.
Uh huh.
Um, but yeah, like I guess once I discovered it, I thought it was like kind of weird at first, but then I like tried it. I was like, "Oh, let me just see what this is about again." So
Right.
then I went on YouTube and I found some like different ones and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." It's like really like it's kind of like it's therapeutic, which is what it's supposed to be, It's like a spa virtually. And so I started watching it. I was like, you know what? Like this might be kind of a cool thing to try
Mm-hmm.
because it's still kind of niche, but it's also And I was like, why not try this? So
Right. I feel like it. So I think you said it best. Like if you don't open up your mind to ASMR, you can find it really weird. You're like, what the hell?
yeah,
Like,
like very
you know,
weird. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. But
absolutely.
I
Because
to
I
me,
even thought that.
yeah, like to me, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's cool the way the sounds like separate and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like one in ear and like how different like things
Yeah,
can do different sounds that make you feel a certain way and blah blah blah.
yeah,
It's kind of like listening to a rainfall. I mean, like it's kind of weird if you say, "Hey, I listen
yeah.
to a rainfall." That sounds weird by
Totally.
itself, right? But then if you like say, "I listen to a rainfall because it makes me feel at ease," that's when it
Mhm.
becomes more understandable.
Yeah.
If you put it in that kind of context, you know?
Yeah, because you can do so much different things with with ASMR. Like there's even really cool like therapeutic cooking ones that I've seen where there's some guy like that his editing is insane. He's like outside cooking, but he like uses all these crazy tools and you could hear all the sizzling of the food and
Right,
stuff. And
right.
that's and like you can see like the cool like the editing is like when he's chopping all the food and I feel like that's like kind of cool because it's like really you can get in the zone and just chill.
It sounds very peaceful, right?
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
someone like chopping logs. Have you ever heard someone chop logs?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's the most peaceful shit of my life. Like
Yeah,
holy
like
shit,
wood
chopping
or like
logs. What
even
the hell?
fire crackles, you know what I
Right.
mean? But it's good for like anxiety or stress or, some people use it for like if they have trouble sleeping. I don't have trouble sleeping.
Oh, you
Like,
don't?
but
You
not
just pass
really,
out? Oh,
no.
okay. It takes me
Not
forever.
unless I'm really stressed, unless I'm
Right,
like,
right.
if I'm going through some stuff, then sure.
Right,
But
right, right,
usually
right.
typically I'm pretty good at sleeping cuz yeah, luckily.
Did you ever listen to those food ASMRs where the people are eating? They have like a mic up to their throat and shit, and they're like eating like these quail eggs and like,
The
like all
mukbang?
this crazy. Yeah, the
Yeah,
mukbang
so apparently
ASMR.
like
Go ahead.
I don't watch it too much, but I've watched some. I'm not like opposed to it, but I also don't really go for it. But
Okay.
what's crazy is apparently like mukbang, like that kind of I think if I'm not mistaken originated. I don't know if it was like
Korea,
in
right?
Korea.
It's Korea,
What?
right? I want to
Yeah,
say
Korea,
Korea.
because
I want
it's
to say
like,
Korea.
some people aren't comfortable eating alone, so it was something um
Wait,
is like
hold
you
on. People watch mukbangs to eat with someone?
yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah,
for
like
the sound. I,
if you're well, I think maybe for both
oh,
because if you think
I didn't
about
know
it,
that.
like even for animals, like when you're eating, that's like a vulnerable like that's like when you're technically vulnerable like as like an animal, not like but even
It's,
humans,
yeah,
you don't
that's
want to be
true.
bothered.
Dude,
But
imagine someone
when
like
you're
robbing your house while you're trying to eat a burger. Oh shit.
you could just pull a Big Lebowski. Hey, man, this is a private residence, man. Just like, But
Oh
yeah, like
shit.
apparently when you're chewing food, they say like, I think like when you're
That's
stressed, if you are chewing gum or eating food,
I didn't know that. You're so right though. You're so vulnerable when you're eating. Go ahead, go
yeah,
ahead.
because you don't want to be bothered. But you think of like, you don't want to be bothered. But like apparently, I think when you're eating, I think maybe you're releasing some hormone, maybe you're releasing chemicals or hormones where your brain is telling you like, hey, you're okay right now. Like this is you're safe right now. So maybe that's like where it kind of came through is like it's a comfort thing because maybe it reminds you of like eating with family or friends, and if you're not with them right now, or maybe that's why they put it on. I don't know.
Nugs, I have never thought of it in that light ever. I've
Yeah,
always thought about it as sound, but never as like a comfort therapy,
comfort. Yeah, maybe you're
company
sad
or
and
something
you
like
don't
that.
got somebody to chill with, but you wanna but it's like, I think it's combined, like, just all of that, maybe.
That is so wild. That's so
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, so sorry to tie back
That's
to
a speculation,
ASMR.
that's what I think?
Yeah, yeah. So like when you do ASMR, how does it make you feel when you do it? So now now after that you've watched it, but now you're
Yeah.
actually now you're the one making people feel good, right? How does it make you feel when you
I
do it?
like it, so I don't technically always get, I don't technically get the same reaction all the time when I'm
Oh,
doing
okay.
it. Like I hear it because I'm putting my headphones on so I can hear, make sure I can see what they're hearing,
Right, right.
or hear what they're hearing, so I can tell that the levels are good and all that. But I don't really necessarily get the same reaction. I think it's because I'm doing it.
Mhm.
I'm not really like sitting back watching. Because I personally, I'm into like visual ASMR as well.
What's visual
Well, it's
ASMR?
yeah. So
No, what's that?
so so It's kind of weird, but it's, like,
Okay.
basically,
Okay.
like
So,
it's like a
whoa.
mix of, like
It's
well,
gonna
it's
go.
not weird,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's, like,
Okay.
technically you get a response. Not everybody apparently gets it, but, like, okay, for example, think of, like, you know, you get haircuts a lot. When you get a
Yes.
haircut,
Once a
that
week.
personal close attention where if somebody's kind of, like, talking quiet because they're really close to you and, like, they're cutting your hair and it's, like it's kind of it's not intimate in a sexual way, but it's
Of course.
intimate in a, like, personal up close level, and
Right.
when, you know, like, you see the scissors or you hear the scissor and the sometimes it's, like, relaxing. So it's the same concept where
Right. Right. Right.
ASMR is, like, same thing where you do, like, visual triggers with the camera or something. You're pretending for example, there's even makeup, um, there's, like, makeup ASMR where you'll kind of role play where you're pretending like, "Okay, I'm gonna do your makeup, right now," and you're pretending to put makeup on them, and it's like it basically
What the
even though you're
hell?
not getting your makeup done, it just, like,
Right.
triggers, like, that feeling of, like, "Oh, this is I'm feeling pretty and I'm relaxed." It's kinda the same thing, you know?
Oh wow, dang! It's so crazy, like hearing your point of like your perspective of these things because I've never seen it in this light. It makes me
Mhm.
like see that you're kind of. Are you like a spiritual person, Nuggy? Like, are you not spiritual, but I guess like what's the right word? I feel like you're like into like finding things that relaxes you. Like, do
Yeah.
you do like sage and shit and like crystals and stuff or
Well,
no?
not really. I don't
Oh,
really
okay.
do any of
I'm way off
that,
then.
but
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, like, I don't know, like, it's a good question because I don't know, I guess, like, spiritually, like, I guess I'm into relaxation, you know, and, like, I like relaxing sounds and,
Right.
like, you know, the typical little things. Even, like, I've got, like, that singing bowl, like, it's like a bronze singing bowl that you apparently they use, like it's, like, traditionally you can use it for, like, meditating, and it, like I like that kinda thing, if that counts as, like, a spiritual you know, just finding inner peace, I suppose, but I
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
necessarily
Sorry.
I don't have sage, and I don't burn it, and I don't really, um, you know, I don't really get into, like, crystals. Not that I'm
Okay.
against it, but you know
Right,
what I
right.
mean?
Against I'm
Yeah.
against crystals. Okay, so with
Some
a
people are.
so with ASMR, I feel like you found a lot of success with it too. It was doing really, really, really well.
Some of
And
them would,
yeah,
yeah.
and I remember like your YouTube videos are doing well for ASMR too. You built this whole YouTube channel on ASMR, and
Yeah.
then especially when you combine Street Fighter 5 with ASMR and
Yeah.
you were doing the
'Cause
fight
it's
stick stuff. Because
right.
you're so right. Everyone loves to hear it's so weird how
'Cause
we
it's
all love to hear the
yeah,
fight stick.
totally. 'Cause
Yeah.
think of it like yeah, like, I feel like it's this is another thing is, like, just like as we were talking with, like, the cutting thing, it's like there's intentional ASMR and unintentional ASMR, and I feel
Mm.
like everybody can like, okay, almost everybody can relate, like, something about, like,
The fight
I
stick.
think the fight stick, like,
Yeah.
whether it's a fight stick or a controller, I feel like that's something everybody can, like, kind of agree on where that might bring a memory back of like, "Oh, yeah, I remember, you know, as a kid, you know, if your parents are sleeping, you gotta be quiet so you've got the sound low or something, and you can really
Mm.
hear, like, that tapping sound."
Right, right,
And I
right.
feel like that's something that, like and that's, like, kind of that's technically, like, unintentional ASMR because it's, like, it doesn't necessarily give you that tingly well, sometimes it
It
does,
does.
you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
you can get, like, that tingly sensation or
Mhm.
relax, and but it still calms you down sometimes, kinda you know what I mean? So
Right, 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 right.
and it's too niche, like, you know, it's 2 things combined, like, I feel like
That
Street Fighter has a very niche community, and
right,
so
it
is
does.
ASMR, so when you combine it, it's like
I
and
thought
not
that
that
was
many
an
people do
awesome
it.
idea. That was a super
Yeah.
cool idea. I was like, "Oh, I never even thought about like
Not
just
that many
focusing
people
on the
do it, like,
buttons of
on
the fight
YouTube.
stick and blah blah blah." That was
Yeah.
so dope. Was there ever a time in like when ASMR was like doing really well for you, like you thought about going full time ASMR, or you
I thought
knew?
about it.
I feel like you did. I almost felt like you were like getting close to
I was
just like
super
committing to it.
really thought about it, but then I was also like, well, the thing is, so it's so weird because, like, Twitch and YouTube are so much different, like, the vibe.
Yeah, it is.
Because as you can imagine, like, when you're doing it live, I feel like there's a lot of people who are trolly, and they'll try to, like
And
they'll troll because they hate ASMR, so
oh
they'll
really?
purposefully yeah, some people will like, purposefully find ASMR channels just to troll them
I did
and be
not
kind
know
of
that.
obnoxious, and they'll try to disrupt the vibe,
Uh huh.
or they'll, like, sexualize it, and they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, like, do this, honey," you know?
Dougie,
It's just, like,
Dougie,
weird, you
I
know?
remember, I remember one time, I remember one time I was watching your stream, right? And there was this dude who was like progressively like falling in love with you like every minute. It was, he's like, "Hey, wow, that's nice." I love you.
Yeah,
and he
and
just
it's like,
kept,
"Whoa,
and he just
chill,
kept
bro.
going. And I kept thinking to myself, I was like, dude, how is Nuggy dealing with
Relax."
these people? I know role
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, it's
How is Nuggy
weird.
dealing with these people in ASMR? Because a
Yeah.
lot of unfortunately, a lot of people do sexualize it, right? Especially when they see
Yeah.
a girl on stream and they're like, oh yeah, I find her hot and she's doing ASMR shit. Blah blah. How did you deal with like trolls? Did you just
Reward.
ignore them, or did you just like
Yeah. Just
what was your
ignore it.
process?
Like, I'll just sometimes I just won't even acknowledge it, and if they keep going, then I'll either just, like, either I will delete it or ban them or a mod will. Like, I'll usually if it's not too horrible, like, I'll just ignore it, but then
Yeah.
if it comes to that line where it's like, "Okay, chill out," because then that's the thing is, like, it's not only, like, disrespecting the stream, but it's like, the people who do take ASMR serious,
Right.
they're here trying to relax, and they're like, "This is distracting. I can't relax when I see this."
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
That's right. I keep
So
thinking about that guy. I forgot his name, but
yeah.
I remember just
Yeah.
dying
It gets weird. People get froggy in ASMR.
So, would you say that was like the biggest factor that deterred you from pursuing
A
ASMR?
little
ASMR?
bit, yeah. I feel like
Ah,
also the thing is that part kind of, but also because like you really do have to kind of stay in character during ASMR, and
oh,
I still love to game and I still love just like being able to really talk. And some people, there's like the really serious ASMR people, they actually sometimes they will put on their screen like no talking, and they will literally either
just do
sometimes
sounds,
talk and they'll only say like thanks to people who subscribe and stuff,
right?
but sometimes they will just literally focus on a bunch of different trigger sounds
Mm-hmm.
so that it stays like really rhythmic and in the flow. And so I feel like that part, if you really take it serious and you're constantly just doing just only ASMR sounds, then I can't
Yeah,
really connect with
like be
like
yourself in a sense, right?
exactly, like,
Yeah,
it's like I can't really connect, and, like, that's, like, the whole point of why I wanna stream is I wanna be able to talk, and
yeah.
so, yeah, like, I don't know, I might do some more ASMR streams, like, I have been thinking about, maybe doing a couple here and there sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
really, like, YouTube is really good for that because then it's just, like
Yeah, because you make the video, you post it, and people just vibe with
exactly.
that video versus a live stream where people could just
Mhm.
because it's sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just choked.
Oh,
Hold on
no.
one second.
Get that water. Actually, I'm gonna get some water, too. Water break, everybody. Drink your water right now. Stay hydrated.
That was weird. Oh yeah, go for it. Oh my god, my throat just closed up. That was
Mhm.
wild. Holy fuck, my bad. Hold
You know what happens to me sometimes
on.
is
What happened?
sometimes I'll involuntarily swallow my spit mid-sentence, and it'll just be like,
Oh,
it sounds hella weird.
I think that's what
Huh?
happened. Oh, like
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Okay, damn it, I lost my train of thought now.
But you
So
know what? You
go
know the
ahead.
thing too that also kind of detract, like kind of made me not want to go full time is there I have because just as because you're a variety streamer too
Hmm.
and you play so it's kind of like when somebody gets so used to watching your stream being one thing and then you do something completely opposite,
Right.
it's thrown some people off.
Hmm.
And but the thing is too is typically if I have had people come in and they're like, the hell is this? Unfollowed, and they're like, I thought you were better than this because
What the
they
hell?
they really hate ASMR and they're triggered that I'm doing it. And
Oh
I've
my
had people be
gosh.
like, the fuck is this? I'm
Yeah.
unfollowing you. But of course, you know what? The people who are being like that, I'm like, well, I barely recognize your name anyways, so you weren't that serious into my stream
Hmm.
regardless.
Right.
But it's just like they'll just get negative and they'll be like, oh, like unfollowed. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
That's what it
Dude,
takes.
Nuggy, I still remember that one time where you rated me after doing ASMR and I was playing like some like action game and shit.
That's so funny. I
I was
remember
like,
that
oh
shit.
dude, poor guys,
You're like,
poor
oh
people
shit.
getting fucking bombarded with bullets right now
Yeah,
after
I
all
know. I remember
the
that too. That's so funny.
dude, that's so
I remember that too.
I was like, Nuggy, why'd you
You're like,
rate
what
me
the
with
fuck
that?
are you doing? But you know what? I had somebody raid me too when I was playing. I was playing Street Fighter when it was Wednesday Night Fight actually, like just last Tuesday.
Yeah.
I think somebody that I wasn't familiar with,
Uh-huh.
rated me, and I was like, "Oh, what did you just get done doing?" And they're like ASMR, and I was like, "Oh
Oh,
shit, sorry
dude.
guys." So I felt the same way as you. I was like, "Oh no,"
That's so funny.
and
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
I get fucking loud, you know?
So besides streaming, I remember being on your stream and you were talking about how was it this Friday? This Friday you were leaving your job? Is that what it is? Or
Oh, yeah, yeah,
right,
like,
right?
I left the I think it was the 11th. Yeah, I quit.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who don't know, because I don't know, and for some reason I think you're is it a waitress? Was
Yeah,
it a wait?
Waitress.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's a super hard industry to be in, right? Because
Yeah.
it's very
Totally.
customer facing, and it's like you're serving it's food and drinks and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
like you finally left. Were you just fed up with it? You're like, I'm just gonna focus on
Yeah.
content creation and stuff like
It
that,
was
or
honestly, it was, like, just kind of starting to really get to me, like, I
ah
think it was just well, the thing is too is, like, I still enjoyed it and, like, where I was, like, they were you know, I had, like, some awesome coworkers and the
right.
management, everything was good. And I really liked it for the sense of, like, it was so flexible,
Hmm.
and I loved being able to just, like, literally clock out and I have my cash from that day. I
Oh,
loved
like tips and
walking out
stuff,
with
right?
money every single day.
That's so
And
dope.
then on
Yeah,
top of it, getting, an hourly paycheck the paycheck was biweekly,
yeah.
and that was basically just for, like, the hours.
Right, of course.
But what was nice is just, like,
The
you
tips.
get those tips and having your freaking walk home with a couple $100 on a good day, you have got cash right there.
How long were
So that
you
was cool.
um how long were you a waitress for? Because I actually don't know
Honestly,
this. Yeah.
I not particularly at the last place that I was at. The last place I was at was for 2 years,
Right.
but I had been waitressing literally like
Like a long
I wanna
time.
say, like, 5 years or
Whoa,
something or
really?
more, but
Five
honestly, probably
years.
yeah.
So
Like,
you've
I've been
always been in
waitressing
the
for a
service
long
industry.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like waitresses always made a lot of money, but they complain about
Yeah.
the
Just dealing with
people
it.
dealing with people and stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Were you at a bar or a restaurant or?
I was at a restaurant, like,
Okay.
there was a full bar there, so there were drinks and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I guess it was just because, like, and this is the thing that's super sad is I've been seeing it on Twitter and I've just saw it firsthand. Like, I've seen some posts on Twitter where there's, like, literally signs, like, in so many states being like help wanted. People are desperate for
Right.
hiring
Right.
because so many people are getting so fed up with being in the restaurant industry and the waitress industry
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's just like, well, first of all, the pandemic really opened up, like, just a lot of people, including me, we got laid off for a while because we
Mm-hmm.
closed up and we didn't know how long we were even going to be out of work.
Right.
And then finally, when it was time to go back, it was just like, I guess, just realizing, it's a lot of a mix of all that, but it was
Mm-hmm.
just, I think it was mainly because the job itself is like, it can be, there's some perks to it, and
Of
not
course.
everybody's horrible. But then there's sometimes you deal with people, and it's like, I guess just the idea of, you're out there, you're wearing your mask, and some people, you know what I mean, just touching lots of germs and
Oh,
like,
right. 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 Right.
the
Right.
risk of it, like with COVID and just, I guess, just everything kind of piled up after a while. And I was like, you know what? It's starting to get to this point where I'm just so sick of it that even Joe was the one who even kind of talked me into quitting.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Well, why don't you just like take a few months off and like take a break, and then
Yeah.
if you want to do something else, you can."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You've saved up enough right now where like if you're just careful, like it's okay." And
Right.
I was like, and at first I was like, "Nah, I don't think so." But he's like, "You come home and you complain about it a lot. I can tell it's really getting to you." And
Mm,
I think it was kind of getting to my mental health because
I feel that.
even he
Yeah.
said, he's like, "You usually have way more patience, but I can tell like you're kind of always under stress." And I kind of realized, I was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? You're kind of right."
Right.
So I decided, I was like, it's not really worth it right now.
So now that you left, do you feel better? Do you feel more free? Do you feel like how do you feel now that you left the industry for a little bit?
I do feel a lot better
Okay.
because I mean it does lift off the weight. Because another thing too is there's some regulars who, well, particularly one who is like legitimately like kind of like harassed. He there's a regular who comes in, and he probably still comes in to this day, I'm assuming, who was borderline like stalkerish, like
Are you
very
serious?
creepy. Yeah. And that was another thing, cuz you know what? Before the pandemic hit, I literally, oh, I've got it right here. Let me show you this.
Yeah.
Okay, so before COVID happened, it was getting to the point, this guy was driving me nuts, cuz this guy, he was a regular. and he would refuse to sit in anybody else's section but mine.
Oh my
And if
god.
somebody tried to sit him in somewhere else, he would try to like tell the host, "Oh, I want her, like I love her." He like really liked me. He would like hit on me. He's asked me out, and
Oh,
I'd,
so
you know,
so
and
he would
even when I
harass you
said
that way.
no,
Uh-huh.
he would apologize, but he would still be creepy. So it would literally before COVID hit, he started coming like it escalated. Like first I'd see him like every once in a while, and then all of a sudden I started seeing him once a week, and then it got to the point he was coming in every day, literally every single day. And then I found out the host that worked there, they told me, they're like, oh yeah, he would even come in on days that you weren't working, and he was asking for you. And then he finally, because he was coming in every single day, he started memorizing my schedule because my
Oh
schedule was
my
set. So he was
god.
coming in every single day. It was getting to the point I got this fake engagement ring on Amazon, a cheap fake engagement ring.
Are you
That's how bad it
serious?
got. Is I got this fake fucking ring
Wait, there it is.
because I
I
was
think
like, you know
it's
what? I'm
focusing.
gonna
It's
just
almost there.
pretend. I'm just gonna wear it if I see him coming in. Literally just gonna wear it, and I'm left-handed anyways. So when I'm
Yeah.
taking his order, maybe he would see that I'm like wearing it, and I would, maybe just. But that was before COVID, and then luckily, like bittersweet, COVID happened, so we closed down for 3 months,
Oh,
and
okay.
so because of that, like people were wary to come in.
Right.
And then once we did come in, like I hadn't seen him for a while, and I was like, "Oh my God, like I don't have to deal with him anymore,"
Right,
because
right, right.
it started getting bad.
Right.
Um, and then for a while, like, luckily I didn't see him because I think he was hesitant to come in,
Because
but
the whole
then,
COVID
of
thing, right?
course, and then he started coming in again, and I'm like, "Ugh."
Wait, so when all this stuff was happening, was management getting involved? Like, was your coworkers getting like, "Yo, man, get the fuck,"
I
whatever,
think
blah blah, or like, how did they
yeah,
deal with
so
that?
that's the thing is, like, at first, because I was working, like, there wasn't during the time I was working, like, this is the thing, they had talked to him, but they weren't stern enough where they were like they didn't, like, kick him out or anything. Um But finally, like once COVID hit, and then like when we came back and when he started coming back, I was really stern with them. And finally, then they were getting more serious about helping. And luckily, like literally, the host would just not sit. They would put him in the bar. And then
Mm,
when he asked, they'd be like, "Oh nope, sorry, you can't sit over here. Like
good.
her section's fully booked."
Right.
But it took a while for them to do that. But like finally, they
Yeah, like,
did.
why did it take so long for them to take
I
action
know.
on that? That's
I
so
don't
crazy
know.
because that's your like livelihood, right? Because
Yeah, and it's
he
like
could
that's the
stalk
thing
you,
is
he
like
could
when
follow
you're
you out the parking lot, some shit like that, right?
exactly, and that's what I was afraid of too. I was like, I didn't know if he would do that, and yeah, so it was not fun. And I wasn't the only one either because once he finally stopped being in my section and after I finally got to the point where I would just pretend to not see him, and I would avoid even if I could tell in my peripheral vision that he was like staring. I
Right.
would just try not to have any eye contact with him so that I wouldn't have to talk to him. And so he got the hint, and he started hitting on all the other female workers.
Poor
And
girls too.
literally, all of us went up to the managers and were like, "You know what? I'm not comfortable dealing with him. I don't want to serve him."
Right.
So,
Yeah, because
yeah,
you really can't have that dude in the establishment. I'm
yeah,
surprised
because
management
that's
didn't
the
even act on that and be like, "Yo, you got to get
yeah,
out of here." What the hell?
because that's the thing though is like when you're stuck at work, like you have to be there. So
Hmm.
it's almost like you're putting somebody at hostage because it's
Right.
like I know you're stuck here, and I wouldn't be, it's not like I'd be dealing with you if I were outside of work. I'm dealing with you because I have to, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's just like not cool. Somebody coming in like that, and just because I'm doing my job being nice doesn't mean, you
Like,
know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like he's taking
exactly.
it too far,
Yeah,
the kindness too
he's taking
far, and it's
advantage of
just
it. I feel like that happens to a lot too, like service to to anyone in the service industry, right? Especially if you're a girl,
mhm.
right? Like someone takes advantage of your kindness because you're just doing your job. So, like bartenders, holy shit! Like bartenders,
Yeah.
they have to be nice
Especially
so
if
they
they're
get
getting
tips and
drunk,
blah. Yeah.
probably.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So I'm glad that you're out of that environment, and I'm glad that they
Yeah.
finally like
'Cause
took you, or they finally took some action.
mhm.
But the fact that it took so long for them to actually take action is the
Yeah.
worst part. Like holy
Yeah,
fuck.
exactly.
Yeah, because like, like you said, you're stuck in a prison with this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like you're stuck in a
exactly.
jail cell. You got to deal with the guy.
Mhm.
Damn, I'm
That's
so
kinda
sorry
what
that you
kind
went
of,
through
like,
that.
deterred
Yeah.
me. Oh, it's all good. I mean, it sucked, but you know what? I feel good because, so on my last shift, I thought it was gonna be a really chill shift, but I ended up training, the managers joking, they're like, "This is gonna be who's replacing you," even though they didn't
I just
want me
snorted
to
my bad.
leave.
Sorry, sorry.
They, like, they really they it was I laughed, man, because I was like, but, I felt good because I trained 2 female workers before I left, and I warned each of them, like, low key. I was, like, really
Right.
quiet about it, and I was like, "Hey," like, because he came in because he was coming in every
He's
single
coming every
day,
day. Yeah.
and he was there on my last shift, and luckily, I actually, I trained this girl. It was her first shift, and I told her, I was like, "Hey, listen," I was like, "It's really nice meeting you, and I'm gonna do my best to teach you as much as I can before I leave."
Right.
And then before I left, I was like, "By the way," and I pointed. I like was he didn't see, but I was like, "Look at his face,"
Right. Right. Right.
and I was like, "Remember his face because I'm warning you now." I was like, "If it doesn't bother you, all power to you. That's totally fine. But he has a record of bothering all of us." I was like, "Remember his face and just know, like, this guy has harassed all of us.
Hmm.
So I'm at least warning you now so that when I'm not here, you'll be ready
Right.
because I wasn't ready and I didn't know how to approach it at first and I
Hmm.
just dealt with it. And I was like, you don't have to fucking deal with it. Like, if he bothers you or says something, like, you can I
That's
just
good.
told them.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
like,
really
I
good.
feel good about that part at
Yeah.
least.
Hell
Like, before
yeah.
I left, at least I
Before you
warned
left.
2 new people. Like, this is the motherfucker
Yeah,
who
dude, Nucky, I actually thought you were gonna say something completely opposite of that.
What were
I
you
thought
about
I
to
thought you were
say?
gonna go out with a bag and some shit like "fuck
Yeah.
you, bitch," and just
Yeah,
like
I know
just
it's
knocking
tempting.
shit over.
You know
I'm
what?
out.
What's so funny is, like,
Yeah.
for the longest time, I avoided it, and he literally came up to me on that day before he
He ca-
left. He was like,
like your
"Man,"
last
and
day?
just yeah, on my last day. So I didn't serve him, but as he was leaving, he came because I was on the computer punching in an order. And you know what's funny is, like, one of the coworkers, like, overheard, and he's like, "Well, why don't you just be honest and say, like, 'No, motherfucker, I'm never gonna deal with you again.'"
Right, right, right,
But I told him, I was like, "You know what?" I was like, "I don't even want him to know." Like, he's gonna find out that I don't work here
right.
because he'll
Exactly.
put 2 and 2 together. He won't
Right.
see me. But I was like, "I don't even want him to know because, like,
Because he might try to
hopefully I'll
find you
never see him
somewhere else or
again."
some shit. I don't know.
Exactly.
Right.
So, he came up to me, like, as he was leaving, he's like, "Man," he's like, "I really missed having you as my waitress." He's like, "One of these days, I'm gonna try to get back into your section." And I was like, "Oh," and I just played it off as if I still worked there. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah." I was like, "Maybe someday. I don't
One
know. Sorry,
day.
I've just been really busy." And in
Nice.
my back of my mind, I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
literally will never have to see you ever again."
Okay, so besides that guy, was there like the most awesome moment that you had in the service industry that you remember?
Yeah, there
Oh
was
wow,
one
there is.
guy.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, luckily, there's always, the pendulum swings both ways.
Right.
Luckily, there's been really lots of awesome people who, like, I'm like, "Oh, this is, like, amazing." There was, like, this kind of older guy who was sitting alone, and I served him, and he was, like, so easygoing. He's so easy to take care of, and very simple, you know what I mean? Like, just like, I'm like, dude, like, you're not, it's like not even hard. Like, some people are like kind of hard to like wait if they're
Right.
really really particular, make you run back and forth, whatever. This guy was like the easiest. I took care of him, helped him out, and when he paid in cash.
Mm.
And I remember, like, he was like, what did I say? I was like, I didn't, because usually when people pay, I don't like to like look at the tip until like they're gone and
Right, of
stuff.
course.
But
Yeah.
because he paid in cash, I picked up his book, and he was like, "Oh, is it change?" I was like, "I'll be right back with your change," and he was like, "Oh, it's all yours. We're all set." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then I just took it, and then when I went to the computer to like plug it in or whatever, like, he gave me like $50 tip, and his
Holy
bill was
shit.
like, he tipped me more than his bill was like 20 bucks,
Yeah.
and he gave me 50. And I was like, and I went back, and I was like, "Oh, sir," I was like, "I think there was a mistake. You gave me too much."
You said that?
Yeah, I
Okay.
went back. I was
You're a
like,
really
"Sir,
good
there,"
person.
I was like, "I think there was a mistake. You gave me too much." Cause I told him, I was like, "Your bill was only 20." And I was like, and like, I think he gave me like 70 something bucks, cause like he paid the 20, but then there was like 50 additional. And I was like, and he's like, "Oh," he's like, "No." And he was like, "I meant to." And he just told me he like really liked me, and that and he told me that he, like, I guess he had some stocks back in the day where he, like, got onto, like, I don't know, basically, I think he said he, like, got a lot of money from stocks from, like, either Microsoft back in the day. He got, like, lucky, and he made a lot of money, and he's like, "Oh, I just wanted to give you this money." And I just thought that was, like, so nice, and
What
I
the
like,
hell?
actually, like, started, like, almost I
Did
was
you
like,
cry?
"Damn," I almost started, like, crying. I was like, "That was so sweet," you know?
Dude,
But he was just really
that's
nice.
Nugget, you're such a good person because if I saw the
You are too,
$50
Am.
tip, I would have been like, damn, I must have been hella good tonight. I
You know
must
what's
have been
funny
on a
too?
roll. Go ahead.
That's happened to me before where I thought it was an accident and it was, and they did take the money back, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
shit."
are you
And I was like,
serious?
I could've yeah, and I was like, "I could have gotten a bomb ass tip right there," but I was honest and I was like, "Yo, this is a lot of money." And they're like, "Oh, no, I meant to put a 20 in," and then they, like, traded, and I was like, "Fuck."
Oh my
And I was like, "Oh, shit,
God.
that would've been a
Th-
bomb ass tip," but
That's
I was
the
like,
worst
I'm
switcheroo
glad, like
ever.
yeah, because I was
Wait.
like, "Well, at least they didn't, like, leave and realize, like, oh, why do I have all this money missing?" You know?
Wait, so has a customer ever made you cry then? Because I feel like like because you're such a good person, I feel like a lot of good things happen to you. So has like has someone made you cry at work? They did something really nice for you or something like that, or
Well, that right there that I told you,
all
that
right.
kinda, like, made me kinda tear up, but I've also had a guy make me cry in a bad way too.
What do you mean?
He
Like
was
he hurt
really
you?
mean, and I went
Oh,
in the
fuck those
back, and I was
guys.
under stress, and I fucking started crying because he was so fucking mean.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's why, like, serving some people are assholes, like, if they know that you're a server, like, if there's, like, a mistake,
Hmm.
sometimes they'll, like some people are just unhappy, and they'll just purposefully like, I've literally had a lady, she was, like, really unhinged. She didn't make me cry, I literally just, like, looked at her, and I almost wanted to ask her if she was okay, because there was one time this
Sorry.
lady, like, literally freaked she she freaked the fuck out. Like, she, like, literally she sounded crazy too. She would, like, slapped her hand really fucking loud, and even my other table next door, like, next to her, like, looked over at her, but she, like, freaked out, and she was like, "You're not listening to me." She, like, started shaking her head, and her voice got crazy, and I, like, literally just, like, looked at her, and I stayed calm, but I was like, "Holy shit." Like, I almost wanted to be like, "Ma'am, are you
I
okay?
know.
Are you alright?" 'Cause I was like, "What the fuck?"
That's
Yeah, like,
hella
people are
funny.
crazy, man.
Well, I'm
People are
glad.
fucking wild.
Oh my god. So,
Hella weird, man.
how did your boss react to you putting in your 2 weeks, or did you put in your 2 weeks?
I
Oh,
did.
okay,
So they
okay,
were really like, okay, to be honest, it was really hard for me because the
yeah.
restaurant I worked at was, like, kind of like it was like a mom and pop style where it's like, it's small, everybody knows
Oh,
people, and, like, the owner, he's there all the time. Like,
right.
we basically to us, we were like he was kinda like a papa. He was kinda like a grandfather because he's
Right.
older, and he owns it, and I think he's, like, 76 or something, and he's there
Damn.
every single
What the
day,
hell? He's
every
still
day.
putting in work?
He even went and had eye surgery, like, before I left, like, before my final shift, like, within that one of the weeks of my the remaining 2 weeks, he went to go get eye surgery, and he took off, like, so I knew like, I knew the him and the wife his wife, and, like, I remember even sitting down, and it was hard. It was hard quitting because even after he got eye surgery, he took, like, only 1 or 2 days off, and he was back at it again, just coming back into work, like,
What the
just to
hell?
be there because
Like
he's so
block?
hands-on.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so when I told them, it was really hard for me
Right. I can
because
imagine.
it is a tough time right now for everybody, like,
Right.
everybody needs servers or
Right.
people to work, and it was kind of a tough time because, a few other people had just quit too,
Hmm.
and so I was like, "Oh, fuck." I was like, "I don't wanna leave them in a bind," but honestly, it ended up working out fine because they hired on like, as I was leaving, there was a lot of new faces that I was
Oh,
training and
that's good.
also just saw,
Right. Right. Right.
but
Right.
they definitely they tried to talk me out of it multiple
I
times,
bet.
and he
Yeah.
also even told me, "If you ever wanna come back, our door's always open if you ever
Wow.
need
Really?
recommendations to another place," like
Aw.
and he even told me, he's like, "We'll take care of any financial situation. If you ever want to come back, if it, because he even was like, oh, if it's for the money, we'll pay you more. And I was like, no, I was like,
Are you
it's not for the money.
serious?
I'm done, you know?
No way.
Yeah, they tried to talk me out of it a lot.
That is
Yeah.
crazy
So it was
nuts.
really hard,
He
but they
really
were
is a
really, really
dad.
sweet.
He really is a
What's that?
dad. He's really a dad to you, or a
Yeah.
grandpa to you guys. Wow.
Yeah, it was tough.
Dang. So the or your coworkers, were you close with them too, or
Yeah, and
not
I still
really?
keep in
Or
touch with
oh, you
some
still
of them.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
it was just with the owner that you were really close with, right?
Yeah,
Oh, he
mainly
really
like
wanted you to
them.
stay.
It was hard because of that, you know?
Yes. So like the last day, like how was the last day like? I mean, obviously besides that guy, but like was the last day like, with the
I cried, actually, like, well, I
oh,
cried as I was saying goodbye because I was like, "Oh, fuck, like, this is hard." I was like, "Alright," I was like, "See you guys," and I told him I was like, "I'm gonna go in because I actually still have to, like, pick up some paychecks." Like, I have 2 paychecks still
right.
that I need to go get.
Oh, okay. I'll see you guys in two
But
weeks.
I'm trying to, like, I know that when I go back, they're gonna be like, "Alright, you ready to come back to work?" Because
Oh,
I
okay.
know it.
Right.
Because I felt so bad because I told the, so when I decided I was gonna put my 2 weeks in, because it's gonna
You're
be hard.
so funny,
They're gonna try to talk me into it. They're like, "Oh, you're back? You ready?"
yeah.
You know? But when I put my 2 weeks in, like, the day that I decided to, like, sit down and talk to them, I was so nervous,
Mm.
and I wanted to get it off my chest as soon as I could. So I pulled him aside, like, he was getting up, and I said, "Hey," I was like, "When you have a moment, I, like, really need to sit down with you and so to talk to you guys." And he was like, "What? What is it? Just tell me now." And I was like,
Oh shit.
"Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And I was like, and I like didn't even know how to, I was like, it was so hard for me. And when I told him, I was like, I'd like to, I would like to resign. I want to put my 2 weeks in. And he's like, "Why? No, why? What?" And he's like, "Why don't you just take some time off instead? Don't quit." And I was like, "Oh,"
Oh
but I
my
was like, "I just
god.
need this." I was like, I like told him, I was like, "I think I'm deciding I'm like done like with serving. Like I might just need something different, you know?"
Yeah, yeah, that's good. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to look out for your future and what you want to do, especially your mental health. So even
Yeah.
though it was like a really tough thing to do, I think I think you know it too that you did the right thing.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
definitely did the right thing. And then now, like you made
Yeah.
friends for life. Even if you
Yeah,
don't work there anymore,
exactly.
you could always go back there and be like, "What up?"
Yeah,
And just hang
totally.
out and eat there or something
Yeah.
like that.
And like I can still keep in touch with them too, cause like, I have a lot of their numbers, or like, or some of them follow me on Instagram, and I follow, we follow each other. So,
Right.
it works. So it's like, and there's maybe I'll come back in and say hi, get some food, or you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Was the
Yeah.
food good?
It was hella bomb.
Okay. Okay.
It
Good.
was kind of expensive,
Oh,
so,
it
like, I
is.
didn't order that. Yeah, it was kind of, cause like, it was kind of it was the way we had to do, like, as a fine dining, like, we had to, like, go through all these steps before they leave. Like, he we had to,
Oh,
like,
it's fine
we had to be
dining.
very on top of it, so it was technically fine dining, even though it was, like,
Oh.
it was casual, but it was kinda fine dining, you know what I mean? So it was
Okay.
kind of pricey, like, not overly expensive,
Right.
but, like, the food was kinda pricey, so the food was hella bomb, but, like, I would definitely take home food a lot for dinner or lunch and stuff,
Mhm.
but, like, we got a discount, but we never got, like, free food, so it was
Oh,
kind of
okay.
expensive,
Was
you
it like
know?
like discount like 10%, like the tax?
Yeah,
Just kidding.
like, yeah,
Oh,
exactly, pretty
are you
much. It
serious?
was 20%,
Oh,
pretty
okay. I was
much.
kidding.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I was
I know,
kidding.
why.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got the tax. Okay, I'll take the
Yeah,
tax
take the
off of
tax
that.
off, pretty much.
Thanks, boss.
But the food was is really bomb. It was bomb-ass food.
Wait, was it
Yeah.
American? I feel like it's Italian. It has to be Italian, right?
I don't usually I'll tell you, I'll text you, I'll tell you, cause the thing is, it's, like, some
Oh.
people might, if there's any chance of me going back,
Oh, no, no, I
or
mean, like, well, can you tell me the type of food without saying the restaurant? Or is
that would give it away.
that would give it away? Oh, it must be
Mhm.
like a very like niche.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
oh,
kinda neat.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it. Cause yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now that makes more sense. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think you
yeah. I'll
said
tell you that, I'll
Chinese or
tell you off,
something.
I'll text you about
It's
it.
like what the hell? There's
It
hella
was
Chinese
really good,
restaurants here.
though. Yeah.
What the hell? Okay, so wait, okay, so sorry, so this is kind of straying off a little bit, but then like I know you moved to Seattle, right? Was that your first job in Seattle? or was it like,
No.
oh, okay,
Actually, it's funny, like, my first job in Seattle when I moved was actually I luckily got a job. So I originally was gonna be like a cashier at like a because when I moved, I didn't know anybody besides like Joe and
Joe,
his
right?
family.
Yeah,
And so I was like, oh fuck, like if I move, I need a job right away because I'm gonna need some money so that when I'll have money for rent and
right,
stuff, you
right,
know?
right, right.
So I was desperate. I was like, I'll just get anything. So I applied for a lot of things. And before I even moved, I landed a job like, well, I didn't take it, but I technically got a job like at a freaking grocery store.
Yeah.
Like I called them and they're like, oh, and I told them the situation. I was like, I'm moving. And they're like, let's get you literally the next day. Like we drove in at like we got in hella late at night and I had an interview the next morning at a grocery store and they hired me on the spot.
Wow.
But then Joe's friend was like, "Wait, I'm a manager at this like, this other it was like another food place." And actually, so he was a manager and I ended up taking that job instead. So my first job was like at a sandwich spot
Oh, really? Wait,
downtown.
did you
What's
make
that?
sandwiches?
Mhm.
Oh, no
They're
way.
hella good too.
Oh,
It
really?
was like kind of like a healthier sandwich place, and you just like
Okay,
make them on the spot.
I see.
It's basically it's not like Subway because it's kind of like Subway, but like it's not really a fast food chain. It's like
Got it.
literally only Seattle has it,
Only
kind of.
Seattle. Okay, got it, got it,
Mhm.
got it. Okay, so I guess when I said you're not originally from Seattle, if you want to say it, like where were you? Because I don't even know this. Where were you
Yeah, yeah,
from?
yeah.
Uh,
Also, yeah, cause are you from the Bay? Like, are
yeah, from
you
the Bay.
from?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
from
like
the
you're
Bay.
born and raised.
I was born in the Philippines, but I came here when I was 2 years old. So I
Oh
was
shit, we gotta
raised
tap
here.
into all this.
Yeah, so I was raised in. So I'm like Bay Area all day. So I
Got
know
it.
I know you're not Seattle all day, right? But you
Yeah.
moved
So
from.
So
It,
I was actually born in I was born in Texas,
what
but
the
then I was
fuck? Are you
raised in
serious?
Montana cuz like my family I know, right? So my family
What?
wanted to move somewhere like quiet, so they decided when I was like 3 that we moved over and I actually grew up in Montana.
No way.
Yeah.
What the
It's like so
hell?
much different too. It's hella quiet, you
So
know?
okay, so you were born. Sorry, you were raised in Montana. All your friends are in
Mhm.
Montana. All your family's in Montana. You met Joe, and Joe's like, "Hey man, hey man, hey babe, I'm in
I got a lot of
Seattle.
family still in
Come
Texas
through."
too though.
Like what? Say again?
Yeah. So I got a lot of family in Texas actually too though. So I got family kind of in both.
That's so wild. So like for
Yeah.
you to make the jump from Montana, right, all the way to
Mhm.
Seattle, you must have fucking loved the shit out of Joe, right? I mean, like, were you nervous? Like, what
I
was your thought
was.
process? I mean, like, were
I
you
was
like,
hella
yeah, I'm gonna do
nervous,
it?
yeah. I was hella nervous, but I'm so glad I did, and honestly, like, I was just like how I just quit kind of like, just now, I was like,
Yeah.
I was craving change, and, like, that's how
Right.
it was for me. I was like, I grew up in Montana, and, like, it's cool because it's really very quiet, like, slow paced, very chill, good place to, like, raise somebody because
Hmm.
it's like it's calm, but I was getting bored because there's not much there.
Right.
And I was already so ready for change. I had, like, nothing really going for me. I was like, "You know what?" I was like, "I need something new." And, Joe and I, we we met, okay, so
Okay.
I guess do
It's
you even know
okay.
the story of this
I
actually?
don't. I actually don't know the story. I'm excited. I want to hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
If you want to talk about it, it wasn't
Yeah,
actually. It
sure.
wasn't in my
If you
notes.
wanna hear, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to.
So,
I want to hear it.
alright, so Joe, as you know, he's also a musician.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's funny is actually, like, okay, so when I was in Montana, um I was working at this place and one of my coworkers, I always thought he was like so cool and he had like cool taste in music
Yeah.
because he was like a big hip hop head and shit like that. And I remember one day I was like, "Hey, like put me on some of your music. Like I like your music." So he actually ended up giving me like a flash drive of a bunch of music that he liked, and it was actually Kyle Lucas and Joe, Captain Midnight, and he put me on. And so from there, I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And I like, watched some music videos and shit like that on YouTube. And I was like, "Oh, this is cool. Like, I like this music and stuff." And then like, I got Twitter, and I remember like following both of them on Twitter.
Damn, you slid
And
into
so
DMs, huh? Like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Joe, love your music.
What's going on? But no, this is the funny thing is, like, that wasn't even my intention. Like, I followed
Okay.
both Kyle Lucas, yeah. So I followed both of them on Twitter, and I
Okay.
remember, like, just, like, liking their whenever they had, like, announcements of their music, I'd be like, "Oh, this is cool," or whatever, I'd, like it or something. But I followed Joe, and I remember one time he actually asked, he sent a tweet out being like, he was asking about yerba mate tea. He was like, "Does anybody know a good place to get yerba mate tea in Seattle?" And I had only been to Seattle one time before because I had two cousins who lived here, and it was actually my first major city that I had ever visited outside of Montana. I didn't even want to go. My parents made me go with my grandma, and I stayed with my cousins for a bit when I was like really young, when I was like, I don't know, 17 or 16 years old or something. But I remember when I was there, I was like, oh my God, this place is fucking amazing. So, anyways, long story short, he sent out a tweet being like, does anybody know a good place to get tea, some yerba mate tea in Seattle? And I remember, like, I can't even. I wish I remembered, like, I bet you I could maybe find the original tweets back in the day,
Yeah.
but I remember hitting him up on his, like, not a DM, but just, like, a regular tweet because he wasn't following me at that time, I don't think. But I
Oh.
remember being like, "Oh, yeah, go to this spot," and he saw it, and I think he must have, he followed me back, and, like, I think he actually ended up DMing me at one point, I think, and, like, we started talking, and I was, like, a little fangirl. I was like, "Oh," and
Sounds
I didn't think, like,
familiar.
anything of it,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So we just started, like, we started, talking and stuff like that, like, as friends, and then eventually, like, we started getting interested, and, we gave
Yeah,
each other our numbers, and
yeah.
we
Okay.
started one thing led to another, we started talking all the time, and then we would FaceTime. I would go to, like, a coffee shop just to get some Wi-Fi so I can, like, FaceTime
FaceTime
him.
him?
Huh?
Yeah, to FaceTime him?
Yeah, to FaceTime him, and, like, yeah, like, we just like, one thing led to another, like, we just started talking all the time and getting interested. And he was like, "Oh, what if I come either fly you here? Like, what if we meet someday?" And I was like very skeptical because I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's probably just this player. He's a musician. Like, he does this to everybody." And I had like hella guard up, I was like, "Nah, I don't know about that." And he's like, "No, I'm serious." And then so he decided, he's like, "Well, what if I come see you?" And I was like, "Oh," I was like, okay," because like that's like less scary if he
Mhm.
comes to see me. So he came and he actually flew out to Montana to, like,
Wow.
see me, and I was hella nervous, and then
How
when we
Go ahead.
hung out, and then he was like, "Oh," and that's when he asked me, like, he's like, "Do you want?" He's like, "Do you wanna, like, officially be my girlfriend?" And I was like, "Okay," and I was like,
Damn,
"Well,
that's
how's it gonna work?"
crazy.
Yeah, so for a minute, we were, like, long distance, and we're like, "Well, I guess we'll figure it out, from there," and we're kinda, like, long distance, and then I was like, and then after, so we were kinda, like, long distance, and we were, dating that way, and then he was like, "Well, how about I fly you out for, like, a week, and you can see Seattle?" So that was my 2nd time ever seeing Seattle, but I
Yeah.
saw more, and he showed me around. I actually stayed with, his parents, like, but his parents were out of town, but they were okay with it, they knew,
Oh, okay.
They knew we were, like, dating online or not dating, long distance, but they, like, let
Why'd
me
you
stay
say
there.
okay,
But
sorry,
they
go
were
ahead.
gone.
His parents were out of town. Why you gotta say it like
I don't
oh,
know.
shit.
Oh, god. But yeah, yeah, so, uh
You didn't even have to add that part.
I know, I don't know why I threw that in, but basically the point is, like, we had a lot of time to, like, hang out, you know?
Okay. Okay. Alright.
We
Okay.
had a lot of time to hang
Yeah.
out.
You're so
I'm dead.
oh my god. Bro, she said it. I didn't say anything, right? I didn't say anything. I
Oh,
didn't say
shit.
anything. Okay, hold on. Oh my god, I'm sweating. Okay. Alright, so hold up. So wait, okay. Sorry, to backtrack a little bit. When he came
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Montana, he asked you out right then and there. Your
Yeah,
first
like, after
time
we hung
meeting.
out.
Like the
Yeah,
first
he was
time
like,
meeting?
he asked to be officially dating, and I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, we'll just figure it out." Because I was like, "Well, how are we gonna make this work?" And he's like, "I don't know, we'll figure it out." And I was like, "Okay." And yeah, we're long distance from it, and then he was like, "Well, I'm gonna have you fly out, come visit me." And then I liked it so much, and I was already so unhappy with my life, and I was
Mm.
like I was like, "I don't have anything going for me." And I told him, like, before I left, I was, like, hella sad. I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to go back and, like, go home. I don't want to."
Right, right,
I
right,
remember,
right.
like, we were sitting there, we were at this restaurant, and we were eating pho. I remember being, like, so sad because like, we ate pho before he took me to the airport, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't wanna go back. Like, this is, like I don't have anything going, like, I'm unhappy with my life." And I was like, "You know what?" I was like, "I think eventually I'll just move." And I took it slow, and
Oh,
before
okay.
I moved from Montana, like, I actually moved back to Texas because I still had a lot of family in Texas, and I was like, "Alright," I was like, "Before I come out," I was like, "Let me just like, I'm gonna go to Texas and, like, live with my mom for a bit so I can reconnect with, like, my family there."
Right.
I did that, and I was still not happy, and I was like, "Okay, you know what?" And I was like, "I'm gonna just, I was like, "Fuck it, like, I'm just gonna move, like, I don't care, like, I don't have anything going on for me anyways, I'm unhappy, and, like, what's tying me down? I'm young." And my mom was like, "Well, what if it doesn't work?" And I was like, "Well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, I'll figure it out then." Like, I was like, "I could just fly back," you
Right.
know?
Exactly. Exactly.
So, I just did it,
And
and
in history, pretty much, right?
yeah,
And ever since then, you've been in Seattle, and you haven't thought
yeah.
about moving back to Montana and taking Joe with you once.
No, like, I was
Wow.
just like, "Nah," like, next clip that I was gonna share I
I
don't
was
know
there
why
for
I
a
added
week. We
it
had a
part in.
lot of time together.
We got a lot of time to hang out, guys, you know? Oh god. Yeah. I said, "Fuck it," and I packed up my whole life. Yeah, exactly.
uh, yeah. Okay. So actually, Joe was actually in my timeline here. But I'll go back. I'll circle back that. I'll circle back to that in just a minute. But I feel
Yeah.
like Joe has always been super supportive of everything they do. I've seen him
Mhm.
on stream. Obviously I met Joe in person, and he's always like kind of like been your right hand man for a lot of things, right? Whenever you have questions on
Yeah.
streaming or like advice or whatever, like Joe is that dude that you turn to. And like just
Yeah.
just recently, you just told me that when he felt or he was like one of the first people that felt that your mental health was like going down because of the whole job situation. He's the one that encouraged you. It's like, hey, take some time off of work, I got you,
Mhm.
blah blah blah, right? So
Mhm.
with all that being said, I know that you sorry, I'm gonna do this weird ass transition to this, but I uh, uh the feet pictures, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, let's get into that. Was he supportive of that? Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. He's
Okay. All
supportive of
right.
that too.
Okay. Hold on. First, tell me, kind of like, just hold on, backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to know how this idea sparked. What was the
That is a great
conversation?
question.
Yeah.
That's a great question because you know what? I don't even know if I remember how the hell that even happened. Cause like, dude, cause you know what? Like, there's so many streamers who do like OnlyFans and stuff.
Right.
And I think there was like, I think I saw something on Twitter where some girl was like, "Yo, like, I've been getting these DMs asking like, pay up. Like, they're asking for feet pictures and they're willing to pay for it." And I'm like, and people, I remember reading the thread and they're like, "What? Like, people will pay for that shit?" And I'm like, and I remember reading the thread and be like, "Oh, it's just the feet. Like, would you ever do it?" And the thread of some other girls were like, "Hell yeah, it's just my feet and shit like that."
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what if I try that? Because I was like, that's, like, as far like, to me, like, do your thing, like,
Right. Hell yeah.
OnlyFans, do your thing,
Right.
but
Right.
for
Right.
me, personally, I was like, the feet, that's, like, as much as I would do because I don't want people to be seeing anything else,
I know.
So I was like, "Fuck it," and it was kind of more of, like, kind of a joke. Not like I was just curious, you know what I mean? I was like, "Well,
Right.
how much can I make?" But I didn't do it long. I, like, literally think I did it for, like, a month or something, and I was like, "Nah, this is not worth it."
So I think people don't know. So there was a time when Nuggy was selling feet pictures, and I think it was like this because so I knew or I know people are into feet. I'm not into feet. I hate feet, Nugs. Like I
I
super
know
hate
you
it.
hate feet. I remember you
Fucking
mentioned that, like,
I,
you hate it.
I walk on the beach with my socks on, right?
That's so nuh-uh. Do you really? Damn, do
Yeah,
you really?
I don't want to see nobody's feet. I don't want to see my own feet. All right,
That's hilarious.
so I do not like feet, but I know
That's
there
so
is
funny.
like this like crowd out there, because it's the internet, right? There's
Mhm.
always somebody on the internet that loves something, and they love feet. So
Yeah,
so basically, it started off by you watching a thread, or sorry, reading
I
a
think
thread about
so.
feet.
I feel like it was, like, a big thread on Twitter, and people were talking about it, and they're like, "Fuck yeah, like, I would do it, it's just your feet." You know what I mean? And I was just like, And I don't remember if somebody did ask me or not. I can't, because it was like, I don't know, it was like years ago, you
Right, right,
know?
right, right, right.
I didn't take it fully serious,
Was
you
this on
know?
was this on the website Only Feet? I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
No,
Sorry, sorry, sorry,
only
sorry,
is there
sorry.
actually one? Well, there probably is. I think it
It
was
was
Patreon, actually. It
Patreon.
was
There it is,
Patreon.
Patreon. Okay,
Patreon.
so okay, I mean, coming, you're the feet connoisseur, the foot connoisseur, I guess, or the feet connoisseur. What type of pictures did you have to? Was it like, did you do like holiday themed pictures? You
You
put
know
like
what's funny?
Christmas
I
lights
was
on your
thinking
feet.
about one. You know what's so funny? I still have a foot painting.
Oh wait, what?
I still have this fucking. Okay, so okay, do you know like when you're in like fucking preschool or whatever, like you remember doing like the turkey hand?
Yeah.
Like where you paint your hand?
Don't tell me you made a turkey foot. Don't yeah, the
No,
fuck
so I
right.
didn't, but that I thought of that, so I did do something like that, but nobody bought it.
No one.
I still got it.
That was a good idea, though.
Ah,
You
I
still
can show,
got
I
it.
can bring it out. So I thought about, I was saying,
Let's see this turkey foot. Let's see. Where's this turkey?
yeah, no, I thought of that. So I was like, I was trying to think of like, because I've seen people like, they do like fucking prints on Patriot where they're like, for this amount, like I'll mail you a print or something. They'll like take a photo
Right, right, right.
and you'll have a physical copy. And I remember thinking, I was like, well, how can I get creative with this shit? And I was like, wait a minute. And I was like, wait a minute. I remember in preschool, doing the fucking turkey, like with,
Oh my
paint your hand
god.
and you
I
put it on a paper and you make it into a turkey. So I was like, what if I did some shit where
Wait, so did you
I was
trace
like,
your
what if I
feet?
do it where I like have only one, where I make like I painted my foot and
Nuggy, you painted your foot brown.
nobody bought it though. I still have it.
Imagine. I just
But
I
I
just
did it kind of
imagine
as a
like Nuggy
joke
like
'cause it's
one
like funny.
well, like one afternoon I see Nuggy just painting her foot. Hey, you're missing
Yeah.
your nails. No, I'm just painting my feet.
I did it because I was like, how can I get creative? Let's see if anybody's willing. Maybe they want a print of my foot. So
Oh
I
my
fucking
god.
painted it, but nobody bought it.
So I know that people could request certain
Yeah.
poses, I guess, with their feet,
Yeah,
right?
they did.
Okay, what is the weirdest request that you received for your feet?
So the reason why okay, so I didn't do it for long.
Okay.
Like I think I literally did it for like a month and I closed it out because I was like, nah, this isn't for me. Like it's getting weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just I like just wanted to literally dip my
I
toes
know.
in the water to see how it goes.
Put your foot through
Literally.
the door, you know?
Yeah, I get through the door literally, quite literally. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like people were like, and hey, if you like feed, that's fine, whatever. If people listen, you like feed, whatever. But like people were definitely, because the thing is with Patreon is people can like DM you. I remember like people can actually like send you messages like if they paid a certain, I don't remember, like if you subscribe, like you can like message requests or something. And people were trying
Oh.
to get like, they're like, oh, like can we get like so, like, can we see more of, like, the soles of your foot, like, the under parts?
Shut the fuck up. The soles of your foot? They wanted to see
Yeah,
the
like,
underside?
underneath part, like, the bottom of your foot.
Wait,
And then,
like,
like,
did they want it like dirty or like after a shower?
some
Like,
people did want that, but I didn't do it. They were like, some people did. They were like, "Can we get some of dirty socks?" And some people wanted, like, dirty feet, and then some people wanted, like, sudsy ones and stuff, so
sudsy? Like, okay.
Dude, some people got really like there'd be like some with like tights on. You put some fucking like fishnet tights on and like you just take photos.
What the fuck? Are you serious? They
It's
treat
like,
that like a
dude,
body. Oh, it's a body part, I guess, but it's
yeah,
like a body, like fishnet on.
yeah, fishnet, like get some tights on and take photos of your freaking toes and feet, like
Oh my
with tights
god.
on, with like fishnet. I saw some others, like I was curious what other people did, so I like looked into the Patreon. And I was like, what are some other people doing? And like some people were like literally I didn't do this, but some people were literally getting like fruit and like
Okay, that
it
is
was like,
disgusting, dude. Holy shit! What they're putting like strawberries between their toes or some shit? Like what the?
Yeah, and, like, like
No, are you
bananas and
serious?
stuff.
Bananas between toes? Damn, that's
No,
some
you know
white
what they
ass
were doing.
toes, dude.
Damn, you know what they were doing.
Bananas
Yeah.
with feet?
I didn't do this, but some people, if you're a certain amount of money, if you were like this tier of subscription, you would have access to these videos, and you would just be playing with the
Oh,
fruit.
got it. Okay, got it.
Your
Sorry, I
fruit.
was not even thinking about that. Holy shit!
And I'm not kink shaming. Hey, if you're into it,
Poggers
you're
right,
into it. It's okay.
chat.
But some people were some people were like literally serious about it. For me, I was just having fun and seeing like what was it like, and I would just take like some casual feet photos and
Yeah, and just
shit
post
like
them
that.
up with like your nails or something. You would do
Yeah,
nail.
different. You could
Okay.
request different colors. Toenail colors.
Okay, so what was Joe's reaction to all this? Was he like, "Yeah, babe, I support you"?
I had him help me take some of the photos.
Joe, you're one hell of a boyfriend, dude.
I know.
Holy shit.
Like,
You are one hell of a boyfriend, man.
because he
Oh
knew,
my
because like
God.
I told, like he was like it was just like nothing more, and that's the thing though. Is like the thing is
That's
too is
true.
I did start getting DMs of people, or not DMs, but like requests. They'd be like, oh, like
Joe ankle?
would you be willing to do more? And I'm like, no, like
Yeah, yeah.
no. That's like the whole point is the feet only. You know what I mean?
Right. Wow.
But he was a little bit like, so he was supportive, but then he was also like, well, what if like he's like, well, what if my parents like somehow find, like, what if your parents or my parents somehow like
Find your feet pictures?
find out that it's linked to you, like this foot thing, and it's a weird. And I was like, well, at least it's only feet. But so then it was like, like to the point he's like, all right, and
Yeah.
so
They're like, wait a minute.
stopped.
This turkey foot looks like Nuggies. What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Damn.
I should find the photo. I should bring it. I should find it. I have it like nearby.
Yeah. So now it's done. No more feet. No
Do you
more
want to
feet.
see it?
Yeah, if you have it, let's see it.
You guys want to see it? I think I could find it real quick.
Let's do it.
Do you want to see the painting?
We're already.
It's so stupid. All right, let me go grab it. Hold on.
I wanted to see it. I wonder if
All
she
right, hold
painted it around. Yeah.
I think I still have it.
Oh my God, that is actually pretty fucking creative to do like a turkey out of her foot. That's actually hilarious. I would buy that for comedy, to be honest.
It's not even okay. So it's not a turkey foot, but it's like it's so stupid. It's not even that good. It's just like a basic ass. Literally, it's just my foot, like my footprint in paint.
Nugget was too creative for the foot can be. Hey, no, that's real. What the fuck? That's dope.
That's it.
That's so
When
cool.
you guys go, if you want it, I'll mail it to you. It's my
I know.
fucking footprint.
Oh man, I think I might have a friend that might want one.
Yeah. That's it, dude. It's fucking. I was literally cracking up so hard. I was in my kitchen. I literally just like fucking dipped my foot in paint, and I fucking just like put it on there. I was like, all right, cool.
Dude,
That's it.
Nugget, that's actually very like artsy creative. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually
Not
really,
bad,
really
right?
good. Yeah, I like that a lot.
You can do different themes and shit, you know?
Yeah.
I was thinking is like I could even make a fucking like a foot boat. I can like literally turn my foot into a boat and then paint like
Oh my
people
God.
riding my foot as a boat.
Right.
And then a fucking sea of water.
I like how Dougie said, "Oh, I think I could find it. Let me find it real quick," and she finds it right away.
Right away.
You probably had it hanging on your wall, Dougie. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
You over here.
It's all framed and shit.
Can you imagine I just have it hanging in my kitchen?
Oh, I think I might have it.
Yo, damn. I see a really good
Rise
empty
up,
wall right there.
gamers!
This would hang up perfectly.
I think I might have it. I don't know, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
So damn. Okay, so that is actually really funny.
funny.
I've always wanted to ask you about that actually because like I feel like I
Yeah.
was like kind of. I remember that time when you said, "Oh, I think you needed someone to write your bio or like a welcome message or whatever." So I started writing some like bullshit for you.
Yeah.
Just a lot of like
I think
feet
you did,
puns.
didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh my
you know,
God,
it
that's
was
so
just a
funny.
lot of feet puns. I remember that.
Yeah, you did. You came up with that, dude. You're so good at that too. You did. What the heck was it? I don't even remember it, but you did
I
come up with a
totally
feet pun.
forgot.
It was so good.
I totally forgot. But dude,
Oh
that's
my
so
God, I almost forgot about that. That's so funny.
I was writing my outline. I was like,
That's so
what's
funny.
something that I really want to ask Nugs? And I was
Yeah.
feet.
Oh my god, that's so I almost
Beep.
forgot about that.
The-
That's so
that was like
funny.
2 years ago, right? Or three
It
years
was I
ago?
think honestly, it was more than that. I think it was
Mm,
like I don't even remember, to be honest.
dang. Dang, okay.
I
Well,
feel like it was
oh,
like 4 years ago or
a
something.
while back ago for
Mhm.
sure, right? So someone said Nuggy Souls earlier. So
Yeah,
I
Nuggy Soul that's
dude,
so funny
that would have
because
been
that was before that time.
okay. So I want to ask you about this because this whole name change thing actually took me by surprise. It took
Yeah.
me by complete. So I remember one day, I think I forgot what I was doing. I was on Twitter or YouTube or whatever, and I couldn't find Nuggy Bunny. I was like, where the fuck is Nuggy
Yeah.
Bunny? What the fuck, right? And then I
Yeah, it was
realized
like hella
that you
yeah.
changed your name. So I
Mhm.
kind of want to know why, like how did that happen? Like
Yeah.
why, you know?
Well, honestly, okay, so like you know the struggle of like we all know the struggle of streaming, right? Like it's fucking
Oh,
hard to get discovered.
okay.
And I was just kind of like I was like a little frustrated. I was like, "Well, what can I was like I need to change some things up for my stream so I can like maybe just get like some more discoverability, like something easier to discover." And I was just like thinking, and then Joe was like, "Well, what if we do like a name change just to spice things up? Because some people do that, you know." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess maybe." Because he was like, and I don't know. I guess it was just because he was like, "Well, there's so many girls who stream who have like an animal, and like like fox or kitten or something like that, which is fine.
Oh,
I'm not. That's totally
I didn't
fine."
even think about that.
But he was
Uh-huh.
just like, "Well, what if you just change like take the animal part of your name out?" So that maybe your name will pop out like a little bit more or
Right.
something. That's
Right,
what
right,
his
right.
rationality was like maybe it'll stand out more because, it's so common for girls to have a pet, a cute pet name with and he was like,
Mm.
plus he's like, he's like, I don't know, he was just like, he kind of actually was the one who kind of talked me into it. Cause he was like, well, what if we just try something new? And he's like, plus, like, Bunny, like, you don't even care that much about bunnies. You like cats, but like Nuggy Cats or Nuggy Kitten doesn't have a ring to it.
Right, right, right,
You
right.
know what I mean? And we were just brainstorming. I was like, but the thing, I was like, I was like, told him, I was like, the thing is, I was like, I like Nuggy because people call me by that, and that's
Yeah, I
like,
fucking
that
love
literally
Nugget.
feels like
Yeah.
that's my name.
Right.
That's like literally, if it's almost tempting to. I'm not gonna legally change it to that, but you know what I mean? It's like
You're not?
that's who I am, Nuggy.
That's okay. Yeah.
So I was like, I need to keep it. I was like, people, if I change it too much, then maybe it will be hard for people to find me. But at least with Nuggy, if they type it in, I'll maybe still pop up, you know?
Right, right, right,
And
right.
I was like, well, what the hell has a good ring to it? Like the sound. I was like, it needs to still roll off the tongue well. Um, and then we were just brainstorming. I was like, well, like, he's like, what if you change it to something that you are really passionate about? And I fucking love Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, what if I was like, well, because Bloodborne is my actual favorite,
Right,
most
right.
favorite game. But I was like, well, Nugborn. I was like, that's cool, but it doesn't have the same sound to it, you know? And then he was like, well, what about
I
Nuggy
didn't like
Souls?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nugget. Okay. Thank God you didn't pick
Yeah,
Nugborn.
I don't want no, I did not.
Thank the
Yeah.
Lord. Holy
'Cause I wanted
shit.
something ambiguous still enough where it's
Yeah.
like people like the Souls community, like, like, oh, maybe she likes Souls like a lot, so that
Yeah.
people could find me and I can kind of like gain a Souls community because since I love the Souls. But I was like, well, it's also still ambiguous enough where it's like even if people don't know if they're not familiar with Dark Souls, like Nuggy Souls, I was like, well, what if we make it a whole vibe? Because then I could like kind of adapt that ideology behind literally like kind of almost even like Mortal Shell is like your soul is mine. So it's like when
Right.
people if somebody were subscribe, I could theme it. You know what I mean?
So
Like
like
it's easy to you can have it as a theme like Nuggy Souls because it's like it's ambiguous enough where it's
right.
like I'm taking your souls because not really,
I know. I
not
was
in an
like,
evil way.
guys, so when you
It could be
subscribe to
positive
her,
or dark.
when you subscribe to her, you're actually signing a
Your
contract.
soul away. Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
You're signing your soul away, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so for me, I
But
always
not really.
thought, I was
Yeah.
like, it's so funny, right? Even though I know you from Street Fighter, I could actually see that you're actually more passionate about souls, because
I love it.
like
Yeah.
your new follower alert is souls, right? The whistle thing.
What the heck is it actually? I don't. Oh, I think it's maybe my. Is it still? I'm wondering if
Oh,
it's
maybe
still
you
me
changed
doing an
it.
impression of Bloodborne.
Oh, I think
I
so.
think
I'm not
maybe.
sure, right? Because and then I remember playing through Bloodborne, and
Yeah.
you would pop into the ship. "Oh, my favorite
Yeah, I'm like,
game.
"Yo,
Da,
my
da, da, da."
favorite game."
And
Yeah,
then I know
yeah.
you have a tattoo. So if people
Mhm.
don't know, she has a tattoo. This is from Bloodborne, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
Bloodborne.
the doll.
Yeah, that's the doll from
Okay.
Bloodborne, yeah.
Can you show everybody on stream your dope ass tattoo real fast,
Yeah.
dude? Let's
I
see
can show
that.
you. Hold on, hold on. So this is my blood, and I fucking love it, dude. I'm gonna get like a Sekiro. You played Sekiro too, didn't you?
I did. I never finished it though, but I did play it.
Oh, got it. Well, okay, so I'm obsessed with like the Divine Dragon in Sekiro
Okay.
because it's like so fucking gorgeous. It's like I'm enamored. Right, yo, Miso, you like it? Hell yeah, it's so good. But like the Divine Dragon, I'm obsessed with like like the way it looks. It's just so like it's a dragon, but it's also fucking like it's just gorgeous.
Right.
So I'm gonna get a tattoo of the in February. I've got it from the same guy who did this. So he's really hard. He's like
Art to book.
really good. He take like I messaged him like months ago and he's not even available until February. Like he's booked out. So in February, I'm getting like the Divine Dragon tattooed somewhere. But yeah, this is my Bloodborne doll one. Can you guys hopefully
Dude,
you
that's
guys
so sick. I've actually
Yeah.
never seen it like close up like
Yeah.
this. This is actually really, really dope.
He did such a good job with the detail.
Right.
And then I actually got like my legs kind of hairy right now, and it's kind of harder to show you guys. But I've got
It's
a
okay. Don't worry
like
about
this
it.
is like I got one more Bloodborne tattoo on my leg,
Uh-huh.
but it's actually like so it's a tattoo of like the lantern in Bloodborne with
Oh,
like
okay.
3 messengers. You know, like the little skeletons who are
Right.
praying, who are
Yeah.
kind of
You
creepy
had
but
that on your
cute.
leg?
Yeah, it's actually
W-
kind of new.
How new?
I was that?
How new?
Huh?
How how new? What you thought? It was like another language. Oh, sorry. How new? How, okay, hold on. How recent?
Yeah, how recent? So I got it in fuck, you know what? It's really recent. Oh, you said how new. I
Yeah,
see
how
now.
new? You thought I was
That's
speaking
insane.
Chinese?
How new. When did I get it? Like it's actually
Yeah.
really it's still pretty fresh. Like I got it um a couple months. Wait, hold on. Not this maybe like last month maybe.
Oh, the skeleton one, right? Or
Yeah,
the
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's healed now.
That's so
But so it's
dope.
actually like so I let the it was actually a girl tattoo artist who did it,
Okay.
and I had never been to her. It was actually like okay, so my one of my coworkers that I worked with before I quit,
Yeah.
she had all these really cute like traditional style,
Mhm.
like the old school traditional art style tattoos on her.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Damn, those are sick. Like, where'd you go?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." And she told me, and I was like, "I'll go to her sometime." And I just told her, I emailed her, and I was like, "Hey, I want like I sent her some photos." And I was like, I want like the lantern and I want 3 messengers. And I was like, I kind of want it in this style or whatever. But she does like a very particular, so she drew it up her own style. So it's like Bloodborne, but it's also like her style. So it
Right.
kind of looks more like, it reminds me of just like a traditional like Mexican skull style. But
Oh, okay.
hold on, if I could kind
I-
of show you. Hold
If
on.
you want to,
Safely.
if you want to, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Well, I'll just kind of do it from a distance if they
Okay.
can see.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Okay, maybe I can't show you. I can't. I don't want to flash anybody.
There you go.
But
No,
it's
you're
like,
good. You're good.
am I good?
Yeah, that was dope.
But
So,
it's like right here. It's like the lantern, and then there's 3 skeletons.
right. That's
I
so
gotta be
dope.
careful though. I'm not.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's very
But yeah.
cool. Was that like in one session?
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
many
it was, like-
tattoos do you have? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Well, so now.
Do you have
okay,
a
so I've
lot, or-
got- I don't really like this one, so
Okay.
we won't worry about this one. But I got this one. That was my first tattoo.
Okay,
And then this was my second tattoo, which I love.
right,
And then
That's
this
so
was
dope.
my third tattoo.
right.
And then I got this one for my brother on his birthday. So his birthday was October 15th.
Oh, snap, for
And-
reals?
Huh?
Really?
Yeah. His birthday was October 15th.
Uh-huh.
And so I decided to get a tattoo for him. So he was really obsessed with Batman. That's why
Yeah.
I even have this balloon.
Oh,
I got it for his birthday.
yeah.
But I messaged her. And it's from the same artist who did the Bloodborne one.
Yeah,
So I told her the story, and I was like, "Hey, you know, my brother, he was like really obsessed with Batman, like
Yeah.
a lot,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like
yeah,
he
yeah.
even as a kid, he always had
like
Batman,
Batman and
shit on."
everything.
And I was
Yeah.
like, "Well, what if I get, because I'm part Mexican, and so
I
is
did
he."
not know this.
Yeah, yeah, so I'm part Mexican,
What's the other
and
part?
so yeah, yeah. Huh?
What's the other part?
I'm like a mix, like, I'm like, uh so I'm basically, like, Mexican, French, and, like, Puerto Rican,
Oh, damn, I didn't know
basically.
that. Okay, sorry, go ahead. My
Yeah.
bad, go ahead.
Yeah. And so, like, with like Mexican tradition, like sugar skull candies resemble, to honor somebody
Right.
that you love who's passed away.
Mhm,
So I was like, okay, I got a Batman sugar skull. So it's a sugar skull, but in the shape of Batman for
mhm.
him. So
Aw,
she did
that's
it on
so
my shin.
dope.
So I got this one, and it was my,
Oh
I
my
think,
god, that is so
Captain.
sick.
Yeah.
That is so sick.
I love it. And she drew that one up too. I didn't even know how it was gonna look until I got there. When I saw it, I was like, "Oh, it's so cute," because it's like it's simple, but it's still kinda girly. It's still, like, Sugar Skull enough, but it's also just enough Batman
Yeah.
where I can tell what it is. So I was like, "This is perfect," like, and I got it on his birthday, and I luckily she was like,
Aw.
"Yeah," she's like, this was the only," she's like, "It worked out really well because, like, I was pretty booked and I had only that day off."
Yeah.
And yeah, so she got me in, and I got it on his birthday, and I was like, "Hell yeah."
Aw, fuck yeah. That's so
Yeah,
dope. I love that
yeah.
tattoo. That's
Me
so
too,
sick.
and she was gonna put it, like, I told her, I was like, "Oh, I kinda want it on my leg because I wanted,
Mhm.
like, more just to fill it out." Oh, yeah, and then I got one more on the inner part, and this is also a new one. So,
Okay.
you know what's funny? I told you how, like, I met Chicano and, his friend Ryan from my stream?
Right.
Well, so Ryan, he right now he's, like, laid off,
Okay.
and he's trying to become a tattoo artist, so he's not a professional yet,
Right.
so he's still practicing,
He
and
practiced
I
on you?
found I yeah, so he pra I was like, "Hey," so I was like, "How about" he's not
Okay.
professional, he's still practicing, but I was like, "You know what, if I get on my leg," and I actually really like it, so I
Okay.
sent him a photo, behind me, like, I don't think you guys can see it, but behind me, I've got this, like, Victorian vase, and inside the vase, I have these dried roses, and they are actually roses that my mom had like, they're the first roses that my mom had ever sent to me after I've moved here, and I wanted to keep them forever. I was like, "Well, what if I just keep them and just dry them, and then I put them in the vase?" So, and my favorite flower is lavender, so I took a photo of my hand holding the bouquet of dried roses and lavender,
Yeah.
and I sent it to him, and so that's what the tattoo is like it's supposed to be like a hand it's a very simple hold on. But it's basically just like a hand.
Oh!
It's
Yeah. That's
it's
so
kinda hard to
dope.
show you, but it's like
Wait, he did that?
yeah, he drew that.
That's actually really fun. I was expecting something completely different, like a stick
Yeah.
figure or something.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just gonna practice on you real quick for
Yeah,
life.
yeah. No, he did a great job, and I was like, I was
Okay.
like, "You gotta start somewhere, so go ahead," and yeah, so it's like a little like like, kind of like that, like, modern style where it's very simple art, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
But it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like a hand holding a bouquet of roses and, lavender.
That is
So,
so
yeah.
dope. I actually never knew how
So
many tattoos you have had. I
yeah,
don't think
so now
I
that's 5. So that's it for now.
for now. I've always heard that once you get a tattoo, you become addicted. Is this true?
Yeah.
Oh
It's
shit,
pretty
for
true.
reals?
Kind of, yeah.
Really? And
For me, it
so
is.
this was your first tattoo, and then your second, and then so forth, right?
Mhm.
Damn, so you truly did get addicted. So I want to get a
Yeah.
tattoo, but it's expensive. I know it's expensive.
Yeah, it
And
is.
people always say
Some of them
start
can
off
be.
small before you go big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you also recommend that too? Start off small and then go bigger?
Personally, okay, do whatever you want. For
Okay.
me, I don't this is the only tattoo I don't like because it's font. Personally, I mean, everybody's different. Do what you wanna do. For me, I'm never gonna get, like, font ever again, but that's just me.
Okay.
Um, I mean, just whatever
Do
if it
you?
means something to you, then do it, you know
Right,
what I
right, right,
mean?
right, right.
But, like, I was pretty hasty about this because I was like, "Oh, I'm 18, like, I wanna get a tattoo," so I was kind of like at the time, it meant something, but now it's, like, kinda
Mhm.
whatever. But this one I thought about for a really long time, and I was like, "You know what? Fuck it, man." I was like, "I love Bloodborne," and I was also like, "I just like the vibes of it too." So I was like, "I'm just gonna do it."
I
Like, I
I
don't
I
even care.
I think it fits so well with you, honestly,
Yeah.
because I know that you fucking love Bloodborne,
Yeah,
and you
like,
fucking
so much.
absolutely love. It's so weird. I always tell people that I feel like Bloodborne was one of those games that I slept on for so long because I didn't like the art style because I wasn't really into like like medieval like demons and stuff, right? But when I
Yeah.
played it, I was like, no wonder this is so fucking amazing. This
Yeah,
is
it's like
so good.
Lovecraftian, like creepy Victorian horror, like cosmic horror kind of,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Okay, so if you could replay a game for the first time one more time, would it be Dark Souls or Bloodborne? Bloodborne. It would be Bloodborne. Huh?
Bloodborne.
Okay, we Bloodborne. Okay, for sure.
Bloodborne for sure. If I could pick like one, if I could pick one game to only know its existence ever, like
Oh,
you know what I'm saying,
really?
I would
Like,
say Bloodborne probably.
no way. So you
Yeah.
so you could do away with Dark Souls and just keep Bloodborne
Yeah.
forever. No
Absolutely.
fucking way, really?
And you know what's funny is even Miyazaki, apparently he said that like out of all of the games that he made, he even said Bloodborne is his favorite world that he made.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
That is so crazy. Wait, hold on.
Mhm.
Did Mizuyaki? Oh, sorry, I don't know how to fucking pronounce his name.
Yeah,
I just
Miyazaki?
Miyazaki?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did he make Sekiro?
Yeah.
Oh, he made Sekiro too.
Yeah, so him and his team from Software. So he was he
Oh.
like got promoted to be like the president or like he's like the director
Okay.
because he was like the president like yeah, so it's like basically like Miyazaki, he's kind of like the idea of all of it behind it, but then like FromSoft is like him and his team that like make all of them. They've made Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 through 3, Bloodborne, and Sekiro,
Sekiro, yeah.
and then Elden Ring as well, which will be coming out well, it got delayed, so it's coming out February now. But yeah,
Mm.
him and George R. R. Martin, which is so funny because it's
No
like, you
way.
know,
George R. R.
yeah,
Martin?
yeah, like creator of Game of Thrones, like him. Because you know what's so cool? Okay, so this is what's so cool about Miyazaki is because like he's Japanese, but like his lore is so poetic and like I'm like, well, man, like just his story writing is so well done and it
Yeah.
translates so well. But
Yeah.
it makes sense because he's super into reading and he was actually a fan of George R. R. Martin and a lot of like I've got one of his books that apparently so like I've got this book Fever. So basically all I'm saying is like Miyazaki is
Uh-huh.
super into books.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And like so it makes sense that he invited like
George R. R.
George R. R.
Martin.
Martin to
Right. Right. Right.
collaborate with him to
Right.
build the world of Elden Ring. He
Damn.
reads a lot and I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense that like everything
Makes a lot of
translates so
sense.
well."
It's so
And it's
crazy
so
how
good.
because George R. R. Martin is a director, right? He's a maker of
Yeah. Or no, George R. R. Martin, he's like he wrote Game of Thrones and stuff, you
So
know?
it's crazy that he's
And other
kind of
books.
like getting into, I guess, video games, right? Because
Yeah.
that's so dope.
Yeah, isn't
How
that crazy?
that's
Yeah,
actually
it's so
pretty fucking
wild.
wild. Yeah, that's
It's
so
wild.
crazy. So
Yeah.
I feel like now like you're doing. So I know what you're doing. Right? You're streaming your challenge runs with Dark Souls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Souls. Like how's that? How's
Yeah,
that going
Dark
so
Souls and
far?
Bloodborne. Or Dark Souls 3, yeah.
Is that where the next step as far as like stream is going right now? Like you want to do like challenge yourself and try different
Yeah.
things with Souls because that's what NuggySouls is about.
I know, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Like,
Okay.
yeah, just like, because I mean, I love the game so much, and I'm like, well, I still want to play it, but I want to do something kind of more challenging with it. So, I decided for like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 to do the
Mhm.
same challenge run, at least to keep me going until Elden Ring comes out.
Yeah.
But I also really love like Metroid Dread that just came out, so I want to play that more too. Have you played it at all? Did you ever play it?
I have not played it yet, but
Yeah, yeah.
I saw you streaming it though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that one's really fun too. So
It is.
I've been playing that a little bit here and there too.
Oh, okay. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And I know right now you're doing dual streaming with TikTok too.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
going
like
really
anytime I
well.
do just chatting, which is kind of nice, like with
Yeah.
just chatting, if I do that, sometimes I'll just throw on like a little TikTok live, stream on there too. Just try to
Yeah.
and basically just to try to like promote my stream more
Yeah, that makes
to
sense.
them, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
Try to get
that makes
more of
sense.
them to come over.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have a couple more questions for you, and then if we could open it to the chat too, they could ask some questions that they want to ask you, and then we'll kind
Yeah.
of just like go into the wrap up part.
Yeah, yeah.
But my first question is, if you could live in one fighting game universe, like live in it, like that's your life, like you're in it.
Damn.
What fighting game would it be?
Dang. Well, see, like that's the thing is like that's a good question. I like that one. I want to ask you the same. You gotta give me the answer back too. You gotta tell me. I mean, the thing is like I'm kind of only most familiar with like Street Fighter 5 and like Smash. I mean, I did like right when Tekken like oh fuck see I never played like Tekken growing up or anything, but
Okay.
what is the newest one? Tekken 11?
Tekken 7? Tekken
7.
Tekken
Oh, yeah,
11.
okay, Mortal Kombat 11, Tekken 7, I was getting those confused. So I technically have both of those, but I
Right.
never really got into it so well. So for me, it's like, I guess it's hard to say, so I guess I'd have to just go with Street Fighter because,
Go Street Fighter. Like
I
that's the
love Street
universe you
Fighter
want to
so
live in.
much, and I never really played too much of either of those other they never really grabbed my attention the same, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you kind of put your feet into you've played more than me, so what would you say for yourself?
Okay, well, the least one would be Mortal Kombat for sure.
Oh god, that's so yeah, that was, like,
For
so
sure.
I
Yeah.
know, god
But
damn, can you imagine?
I think the most
So
fun I would have
gruesome.
would be Smash. I would have the most fun in Smash.
Ooh,
All the
true.
Nintendo characters, weird, crazy
Yeah,
items, cartoony land, and blah blah
yeah,
blah. Street Fighters are more like like philosophical and like, oh, which is nice too because I'm
yeah.
a very whatever, right? But I feel like it's a
Mhm,
little bit more serious tone. But if I was gonna just
mhm,
like live in a fighting game universe for whatever, then I think I'd pick
yeah.
Smash and
That's a good
confirm.
idea. Smash is a good one because it's, like, lighthearted and cute and fun and,
Yeah,
like just like you said, the toys I mean, like, the items, so it'd be, like, toys for you in real life you know what I mean?
right.
Like,
Yeah, just
I
like
feel like maybe
just
I'd have to go with you then on that one. That would be, like
okay.
that'd be let's go into Smash World, like,
I
yo,
know,
fuck it.
right?
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds better.
All right, so if you guys have questions for Nugs that you guys want to ask her before she, because I kept her for 2 hours now. Sorry, Nugs.
No, it's so
I
fun,
literally
like,
kept
I'm
you
so
for
glad
two
we got to
hours.
talk about it.
I text Nugs.
Oh,
I was
hold on,
like,
hold on.
Nugs, it's an hour and a half. Go ahead. What's up?
Yo, while we're waiting to see if they have any questions, I have got some questions for
Oh
you.
my
Just some
god!
just some
What
fun
the
ones, little ones, you don't have to
heck?
answer
Okay.
them, but
Yeah, good.
alright, so
Rise
just some
up,
quick ones real quick,
gamers!
like okay, I even put them on my phone so I didn't forget. So, um, and this is a good one for the chat too, if they wanna answer this.
Okay.
And if you don't wanna answer it, if it's too hard or whatever, whatever,
Yeah, no, let's
but I
do
got
it.
one fun one. So, okay, pretend it's like, uh okay, it's your first date with, like, the love of your life, maybe,
Okay.
okay?
Like okay, love of my life.
On your first date, would you rather there be too many farts or get too drunk? Which one would you pick?
Too many farts all day long.
Too many farts? Yeah,
Yeah,
me
for
too.
sure, for sure. Because
Yeah.
if it's the love of my life, right? I don't want to fuck it up by being too drunk and not remembering that night.
Right,
You
or
know?
something regrettable, like, can happen, or things can get out of hand.
Exactly. I'd rather
Also,
have
that
my
would be
ass
kind of
get
a
out
red
of
flag,
hand. Say again?
you know? Plus, it could be, like, a red flag, if
Right.
you or her got way too drunk, then it's, like, on the first date, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, right. I might just like invite her to Seattle because my parents are not. That's okay. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh
I'm
my
just
god, yeah,
kidding.
exactly,
Hey, girl, come to the Seattle right
"Hey,
quick.
girl, like, let's go, let's get it
I'm just,
poppin'."
I'm just kidding. I'm just
That's so funny.
kidding. No, yeah, for sure farts because like I said, alcohol sometimes
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
You have
Plus,
no
you
idea
know
what's gonna
what?
happen.
Like, farts is kinda whatever. It's, like, kinda like, if you can't get through that, then, you're gonna
Right.
be through the thick and the thin with them. Maybe you can help them change their diet or your diet with the farts if it's excessive, you know?
That is true. It does have to do with your diet. I mean,
If you're over farting.
right. If you're over, totally. Okay, I'm not gonna lie though. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Well, no, you know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying? Like, theoretically, like I said, it's like, what if you were, plus it'd be kind of funny, at least you remember that date.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Whereas the drunk one, you wouldn't,
That's
maybe.
true.
So,
Okay, what would
right.
you choose? I feel like it's farts, right? If
Farts.
you
Yeah,
choose farts.
I'd pick farts for me.
Mm,
Okay, another one too that I was wondering is like, since you're a
okay.
musician
Hmm.
as well, I was wondering like, was there ever like a movie that inspired a song that you wrote or a TV show, like something that really you loved, or even a video game? Was there anything like that
You
you
know what?
inspired a song?
It's funny that you said this because there was a movie that inspired one of my bigger songs that went off on YouTube. And the
Oh,
song
hell
is
yeah.
called "You Still Exist," right? And I forgot I honestly forgot what the movie was, but it was a Robin Williams movie, I think, right? And
That's awesome.
his wife, I forgot. I guess he couldn't let go of his wife, right? Because she passed away or something. So he would just like paint or whatever, and he would paint like "You Still Exist" to me,
Oh,
you know?
that's so
So like
good.
even though she was gone like passed away or whatever, like no matter what, his like he would be like you still exist to me. So I wrote a song
Oh,
called "You Still Exist." It was obviously it wasn't as dramatic as someone passing away, but it was about a breakup, and the breakup is like, hey, I know we're not together anymore, but to me you still exist. you know?
That's amazing. Oh my god, that's, like, so sweet.
Yeah.
That's really good because that's the thing, that's what when it comes to, like, creating something, that's what
Hmm.
makes me happy, whether it's the smallest things. It's just knowing that there's something that will still exist past you when you die,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
making music or a movie or creating a game or streaming, making a video, just anything that would make somebody really happy and
Hmm.
bring joy to them, is like, that's what's so cool is that that shit will still
Still
live
be
on
there.
even when you're not here, you know?
That's very,
That's
very
the
true.
fucking beauty of it, you
Yeah,
know?
like like that's why there's art pieces and songs that are timeless. Like no matter what, no matter how many time or how much time passes or whatever, it's still going to be like a big part of your life. And what's crazy too is that the smallest thing that you make as a creator, right? Whether it's like a very short thing that you did, or maybe you don't even remember doing this thing, right?
Yeah.
To someone else, that was like the highlight of their night.
Absolutely,
You know,
you
that was
know?
like the biggest and like, oh, I remember when she did this and made me hella laugh. I still remember that and I was feeling
Yeah,
hella down.
totally.
But to you as a creator, you didn't realize that. You're just doing your
Yeah,
thing. But you made someone
absolutely.
else like really like alive
Yeah,
again, you know? So
totally.
that's definitely the beauty of like creating
Just
something, you know?
totally. Food, any form of art, it's like, just think of it like,
Oh, food
we don't
especially.
know what's
Yeah.
going on, and like, maybe we all go through a really hard time in our life.
Hmm.
Maybe there's that one show or that one stream or whatever that like really helps you get your mind off of it or get you, feeling happy, and like that alone is like amazing,
Yeah,
just
I totally believe in that. That's so cool that you
that's
mentioned
fucking
that
awesome.
because like I think about that kind of stuff and how people how like when I watch you when I watch everybody else like what they like
Yeah.
how it affects me. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
remember going into your streams. I still remember this and you probably don't even remember this, but it was New Year's Day or I think it was Eve, right? And I was in San Francisco drunk as fuck and I went to your stream and I was like, Nugget, I fucked up or
I
whatever.
remember, no,
You
I do
remember
remember
that?
that. I remember that. Yes.
Dude, and I felt like
Yeah.
I felt really like it was really cool for me to do that like in your stream because
Yeah.
I felt really connected to you even though at that time we never met. At that time we never
Yeah.
met. We were just like close because we were, like we, it was Twitch, right? But then I
Yeah.
felt that comfortable that I was like, yo, I'm fucking drunk as fuck. I'm on this
Yeah, you're
rooftop.
vibing and you just
Yeah,
wanna like, like, "Hey,
yeah,
what's up?"
exactly.
Yeah,
I
and
was
like just
vibing on a
tell them,
rooftop
"Hey,
and I
what's
wanted to
up?"
go on Nuggy stream and to be like, yo, Nuggy, what up?
That's
You know what
so
I'm saying?
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to me that was like a really like dope ass moment, And
Oh,
to
that's
you,
so
like
cool.
you're just streaming, you just do your thing. Oh, that's cool, whatever. But me, I'm like,
That's
I'm
me, it's like,
alive.
"Yo, what's good?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But you know what I mean? That's like the thing is like it's the little things like that where it's just
Mm,
like you're checking in with each other and
mm.
saying what's up, and it's like that shit that it means a lot, like so
Yeah,
much, you know?
that's so dope. That's so
That's
dope.
what's so cool. I
Thank you
fucking
for
love that.
You're so cool, Nugs.
You're cool,
I'm
Abe. I
so glad
fucking
we're
love
friends.
you. You're
Oh my
fucking
god, I love you
awesome,
too.
man.
Lemon has a
Fucking miss
question.
you.
I miss you too.
I know.
Lemon has a question for I guess well you and I. So to someone who just graduated college, would you say it's important for them to realize their academic potential as soon as they can, or find themselves and develop as a person before they focus on their goals? You can go first if you like.
Lemon candy. How's it going, lemon candy? Oh man, that's a man. Hold on. Let me read that last part. Would you say it's
Mhm.
important to realize their academic potential as soon as they can, or find themselves and develop as a person before they focus on their goals? Fuck. I mean, that's a tough question because I feel like people sometimes will go through college and like spend a lot of time and money on something, and then they realize later that like maybe that wasn't even the path for them, that they weren't as passionate about it then as they were before. And it happens to a lot of people, you know what I mean? So, I mean, honestly, I think it's just like I feel like it's important, like just don't, I don't know, like, to me, it's like it's so easy to put pressure on ourselves to really figure things out, like, but we can't always figure things out right away. And I don't know, like, that's a really hard one to totally answer because it's like, just do. I know it's like as basic as it sounds. I feel like as long as you're doing something that's making you happy, then I think it's fine. Like, and if you figure it out along the way later that it's, I don't know. I don't know if I'm understanding the question or answering
No,
it
that's
as
right.
best as I can, but
I totally agree with you
I
too.
mean, I'm so much different today than I was like even when I first moved to Seattle. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
like life events change. They can things that you live through can change how you how you are. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I guess it
definitely.
just depends. Like everybody's different, and some people find their paths sooner than others. Um, and I don't think there's a right or wrong way or answer to that, but I don't know. What do you think, AM? You know, I don't know if I even understood the
No, I,
question
I
completely.
I actually agree with everything that you just said.
Yeah.
Like Nuggy said, everyone, people who, like I said, or like she said, people who go through college, spend a lot of money, and they change careers, they change majors or whatever, right? And it's just, like she said, do what makes you happy, whatever makes you happy, and if finding yourself makes you happy, that's why people go on these like soul trips, right? They backpack across Europe because they want to find themselves
Yeah.
somewhere else and blah blah blah. Sometimes people make those type of decisions because they want to, they want to find themselves somewhere,
Yeah.
and do something that makes them feel alive again. And
Yeah, exactly.
like now you said, like life events definitely play a factor in it because
Yeah.
you know
And sometimes people find like their journey soon quicker than others, or I feel like it's okay. Like sometimes if you're dead set on something and you're like passionate about it and you know that you want to do something, then that's great. And then if you're still like, well, fuck, like for me, I have no idea what I want to do. I'm still pondering and I'm not
mm,
getting any younger.
mhm,
And that part, it can be stressful. But it's also like, it just really depends on your goal in life, really, and
right,
just how much pressure. It's just, whatever you decide to prioritize, everybody's different and
yeah,
everybody works at their own time and pace sometimes.
right.
So as long as you're just doing something that makes you happy, that to me that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Hey,
Yeah.
Jessica. Repa says, when you were working as a waitress, did you ever consider working towards becoming a cook chef? If so, or if not, how come? It seems like you have a passion for food.
That's such a good question. Yo, that's so funny because, like, you know what? I like, especially as of lately, I've grown a much more deep. Like, I've always loved food. But like lately I've like that's been kind of like a therapeutic thing for me. Like I've been getting more interested in cooking more things and baking.
Hmm.
I never really considered like doing like cook or becoming a chef while being at the if anything, I actually was almost going to start bartend like learning how to bartend at the place that I quit. I was going to maybe do bartending because they asked me if I wanted to. Um, but not necessarily like I don't know. I guess if why not is just because I still wanted to have like that more like the interactions that you still get as the waitress. But I guess for me, like I do love food and I am growing a much more passion for it, but it's something more of like I want to learn it on my own and do it at
Mm,
home and
right.
like, have you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
so yeah.
I could actually see you as a bartender. I think you'd be really good at it.
I feel like I would too, cause
Yeah,
like I was not to toot my own horn, but I was really fucking good at waitressing. And like I feel like I would do really well because
yeah.
it's just the next best thing where you're just like, it's fast paced and yeah, you just as long as you have like a happy vibe or whatever, like just like a good vibe, then
Hmm.
yeah, you can do pretty good at it
Oh yeah, oh
as a
yeah.
bartender.
Husky asked, this may have been asked already, but who is your favorite ASMR artist?
Ooh, Latte ASMR on YouTube. She's outstanding because
Latte?
she like yeah, her name is Latte, like
Mm-hmm.
Hickey. Latte ASMR. Cause like I mean it's kind of crazy. Like I've been watching her for a really long time. And I saw her her production of it was like, very simple and like not that great of quality at first as anybody. But then because she's been doing it for so long, she just like her shit is next level. Like it's like you're basically watching a movie. I'm sure she's got like a crew that helps her edit and stuff probably
Mm-hmm.
because once you become pretty big on YouTube, usually you hire somebody to help you edit so you can get more and more out.
Mm-hmm.
But like the editing is crazy because it's like, it's just really well done. And it's like she also just has like a really like nurturing vibe. So yeah, Latte ASMR.
Latte ASMR. All right, guys. Last question, and then we'll start wrapping up. Um, Nuggy, pancakes or waffles?
Oh man. See, I like both. Like that's so hard. I like them equal. But I guess if I were to say maybe pancakes, because I make pancakes more often because I don't have a waffle maker.
Oh, okay.
What about you? You like waffles more?
Yeah, yeah.
I love waffles too.
Yeah.
I like both. I like both. Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't think I could pick. I like both. But I don't have a waffle maker.
Oh, okay. Well, that
Yeah, I
makes
asked
sense.
him a couple. Hold on. Ooh, now that Joe's here,
Oh, yeah.
yo, real quick. Joe just got here.
Yeah. Oh, shit. What's up, Joe?
And I'm glad that because now he can like if you've got one of my questions I was gonna say is since you're from the Bay Area, give us your best E40 impression.
Oh, my God.
That was from Joe.
Stamps is gonna fucking kill me for this.
You don't have to if you don't want.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of an E40 lyric real quick.
You can hear one of Joe's too if you want to do it. Okay, he's not good at it.
Hold on. Shit, what's the hold on. Oh my god, I can't think of an E40 song right now. I know hella E40 songs too.
Well, what if just like what if like a little saying, like a little like
Jesus Christ had dreads, so shake him. Okay, I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. I can't.
It's okay if you don't want to, you know?
I can't fucking do it. Okay. Joe, let's hear yours, baby. Let's hear yours, Joe.
Come over here real quick. Come, this is his impression.
I have my underwear on right now. Hopefully
Well,
Am
you got
hopefully Am doesn't get
actual underwear.
yeah. Hey, Jesus Christ had dread, so shake him.
Do the other one. Do the like the other one that you heard.
Oh, well, this is like a really obscure one, but he's like, I forgot what song he was featuring on, but he says, fuck it, hop in a bucket and haul ass. And so that's why I always say, hey, fuck it, hop in a bucket. You know, it's because of E40. So.
That's so funny.
That was a good one.
I like how you said, didn't you say like Buster or something like that one time? You're like, hey, yo, Buster. Or no, cuh, or something like that. Maybe it was like, I don't know, something else. But that's so funny.
That's so funny. Well,
Oh,
Nugs,
man.
I want to say thank you for giving us your time tonight
Yeah,
to
thank
to really
you.
get to know you. I've learned so much about you. It's so
Too
crazy.
much, baby. It's like hella unload,
I've known it's
but
so
no.
crazy that I've known you for 4 years, and then like this is the first time that I actually like get to like ask you all these things, and it's so cool like learning all this about you. So
Yo, like I want to do this again, but this time, like like I feel like this is like just the beginning. Like I feel like we just unraveled a little bit. Like I want to know more about
yeah.
your background because like fucking you said you're from the Philippines, but then you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I want
yeah.
to hear more. So it's like,
We will definitely do this again because I actually have way more questions that I didn't ask you.
oh really? Let's
Yeah,
go. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
so
So
prepared.
we will definitely have a part 2. But Nugs, you are
Nice.
fucking awesome, and I
You
love you
are.
so much. And thank you for being always dope and always hanging around and
Rise
all that
up,
stuff.
gamers!
And your sound effect is the sound effect that's been
Let's
used so
go.
many times in the stream.
Let's go.
Rise up, gamers!
Oh my
Dude,
god.
your sound effects are like so good. Like, wait, I still don't even. Do I not have one of yours on mine?
I think I just say wait. I can send you like rise up if you want, right?
Yeah.
Or like maybe something that you say and I'll say it.
Sure.
I'll say
Do an
yeah.
impression?
Yeah,
that'd
yeah.
be cool.
Ah, see, it's
That'd be fun.
Honda.
Oh, it's Hannah! Yeah, that'd be so good.
Oh yeah.
We should do that.
I will send it to you for sure. But Nugs,
Hell
thank you so
yeah.
much. Thank you
Thank
again. It
you.
was so much fun. I'll send
Thank
you.
you.
So this is gonna go on YouTube when because I'm right now I'm doing a third a YouTube channel for just
Oh,
for like
nice.
for this kind of stuff. So I'm in the
Nice.
process of putting all the interviews together and stuff like that. But I'll send you the link as soon as it's all up, so that
Ooh, that's awesome.
we have memories now. Now this is all memories now.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
That's so smart. That's like such a good idea.
So
That's
I'll
awesome.
I'll send you a link and all that good stuff. But
Yeah.
thank you
That way
again.
it can like if
Nugs.
people missed it, people can go back and watch it and shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
You were so much fun.
That's so cool. That's such a good idea. Aw.
Okay. Well, thank you
That's fucking
again. If you want
awesome.
to say bye to everyone.
Yo, thanks for being here, you guys. Fucking love you guys. That's fucking awesome.
Guys, obviously this is NuggySouls if you don't know her.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/NuggySouls. And on Twitter as well too. I've been following her for 4 years now. And
Crazy, man.
she's been so kind ever since I met her and still kind to this day. So please
You
check her
are.
out. Please check her out and hang out with her. All right, Nugs. I'm gonna close out on my side, but I'll text you later
right.
or tomorrow. When it's
Yeah.
yeah, and then we'll kind of just touch bases real quick. All right.
I'm excited. Awesome. I love you.
I
Thank you
love
so
you
much
too,
for
Nugs.
you're the best, man.
You're the best. Okay, bye, Nugs.
All right, see you later.
See you later. Bye. Oh man, I love Nugs so much. Nugs is so dope.